last time we encountered our valorous heroes and others, you prepared to mount a defense of the Sunset Voyager, this spirit world, essentially pleasure cruise, that had picked you guys up from the Library of Uspherian, and was captained by a flying cat. Its quartermaster was a vampire. It had all sorts of interesting passengers, many of whom were very drunk most of the time, including Calivandor and Aelin, who proved themselves to be capable warriors in their own right, and also to have crossed paths, strangely coincidentally, with the rest of the party at random places throughout their tenure as a group. Anyway, the Sunset Voyager was being pursued by a colossal creature native to the Sea of Souls, this glass leviathan, which the captain, the Marquis, described as not an evil or spiteful creature, but one that occasionally got hungry for flying whale. You guys considered perhaps sending one of the whales off as a decoy strapped with explosives. Decided not to do that just in case it was still hungry after that, so you mounted a more conventional defense against the glass leviathan. Oswald cooked up some really spicy catapult explosive rounds. Calivandor made a little meat cube of a whale, which distracted the thing for a turn, so that was cool. And as it bore down on the ship with clear intent to eat something, you guys unloaded a whole crap ton of damage at this thing. Which, because it was a colossal leviathan, and because of the ill-timed outburst of someone who shall not be named, it could soak up a lot of damage. And also dealt quite a bit itself. The power of its strikes were commensurate to its size, and it laid down some smackage pretty hard on you guys at the stern of the ship. But after being dealt some significant amount of fire damage, to which it seemed to have some sort of aversion, it kind of got tired of fighting you, and surged towards the front of the ship. And then interposed between most of you guys and itself a giant tidal wave of these glass beads that both rocked and significantly damaged the Sunset Voyager and created a significant barrier to you guys actually fighting the thing as it went about trying to eat one of the two flying whales, Princess Fluffybutt. The speed with which the combat unfolded, the significant obstacle that this wave presented, and just the distances involved made it hard for a lot of you to effectively continue engaging with the Leviathan. But some of you did. But weren't unable to do enough damage to it quickly enough to drive it away before it consumed Princess Fluffybutt. Shortly thereafter, Caladan managed to score a critical hit with a catapult round that Oswald had made, dealing a huge chunk of fire damage, like fusing a whole bunch of its face together, and got really mad, and basically began to flee. But made a couple unfortunate final, parting swipes with its tail, which clove the front of the Sunset Voyager off, set that chunk of ship, or that front chunk of the ship, hurtling away, being pulled by the panicking Sir Reginald, and the rest of the main body and stern of the ship began to sink Titanic style, with you guys on board. You quickly assembled on the main deck, along with two of the passengers you had previously fought arena style, Seria and Azure, and used the Scroll of Teleport, which you had found in Sinvale's bag months ago, to this highly illegal, very powerful Scroll of Teleport. Frustrated by the fact that you could only use it to go to somewhere on the same plane of existence Having only been to one place on this plane before, Vaic, who was doing his best to decipher the scroll, targeted the Library of Osphirion. With a little arcane aid from Yahek, he was able to dredge up the foggy, murky memories of that higher level arcane shit and successfully cast the teleport spell and successfully bring you guys to the library. Some heated words were exchanged. But the importance of those grievances quickly eclipsed by significant change in the titanic spectacle of Zephyrus Cantania versus the Reckoning. Vidarin, one of the great warriors of the Quelliar, god of space and order, showed up to help fight the Reckoning. And shortly thereafter, the Faceless One also appeared at the same godlike scale and assaulted both Zephyrus Cantania and Vidarin, confirming that whatever this entity is indeed of godlike power. And in that moment after the fury of the Faceless One's assault, the Reckoning was able to reach out, grab, and seemingly consume Zephyrus Cantania, god of time. It is with that you find yourselves staggered across the various levels of the library as you are making your way to the top to greet Osphirion, watching this go down. You see you now see an obviously overwhelmed Vidarin discorporate into a beam of bluish light and vanish up into the shifting, ever-changing aurora above, much as Shahdoriah had after he left you. You see the Faceless One turn its vacuous lack of face up towards this aurora. And then it too kind of becomes this titanic column of black smoke like something and into the aurora. The writhing, seething tendrils and tentacles of this red energy that you have tangled with before, much more energetic and much larger in their scale, however far away from you they are now, are currently unhindered, and the size of this mass, you can see, begins to increase. The length of the tendrils grows longer and longer. It's not happening like it's going to get to you in the next 30 seconds or something, but it's like you can see it happening. So, here we are in the library. This is the scene. You just come off of almost dying to this fantastically powerful glass Leviathan, but also coming real close to driving it off. Saria and Azure are kind of off on their own, giving you guys some space, but they are around. The library guardians have taken up stationary positions, impassively watching you. With that, what would you guys like to do?
Has time and/or space stopped since Zephyria disappeared?
Not in a... Well, there was, like, when Zephyrus Cantania was consumed, there was this kind of, like, pulse. There's this kind of, like, weird stutter. Similar to some things you've experienced, like, in the waste beforehand, but kind of more deeply grounded, perhaps. More fundamental. But you still seem to be able to move around normally. Yeah.
So let's find Osphirion.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
You guys
Is
are
this,
crazy.
Is this Ospherian guy the only one you know in this library?
Yeah.
Well, we know the Guardians, but I mean, they just don't like fire.
There was a beholder, but he's
I
back
I
on
put-
the plane.
I put down the pipe I was about to light.
No
You,
fire
you,
in
wa-
the
you watch as the nearest library guardian's featureless face just kind of tracks the pipe.
Yeah, so Ospherian's the one here who knows what we can do, maybe. He's the one who put us on that ship.
He was the one that brought the library here.
What do you think, Kale?
Well,
Bro, what-
I don't. Oh, you're. Oh, I'm sorry. You were speaking to him.
Oh. Sorry, man. So, like, we're kind of stuck here, I guess. You know?
Maybe for all time.
I mean, who amongst you is the leader? And I look at Zizzy. Not Zizzy, whatever your fucking name is.
I'm not.
It's Yizzy.
What was your name? Yaya?
Yeah, heck. Yeah, sisterhood.
You have that, like, leadership aura around you, man. You know?
I'm just gonna go ahead and disagree with you there.
Oh, he's a humble leader. You guys got lucky.
Anyway, we should
very
probably talk to Ospherian, and I'm assuming what we should have done is, maybe if he's well enough to send us back, if he could send us back next to that tower that we were originally going for, to see if we can repower up Oswald and try to reverse all this shit before it gets a little too far out of hand.
What's an Oswald?
What?
I mean, not
Lyle.
Oswald. Fuck.
Lyle?
Lyle, that one.
Oh,
I mean, it's
we're
a
talking
lot
about Lyle
small
again.
and spherical, right?
You'll find out, Alan.
Actually, yeah, heck, you have the little triangle thingamajigger, right?
I think
I have it.
didn't I give? Yeah, I gave that to someone else.
You have it?
I do have it.
Someone used it to read something, right?
Yes.
Okay. I take out Lyle. What does he see?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Vedic, what do you see?
One moment.
Beep, beep,
Fax,
beep, boop, boop.
fax sound begins.
Beep boop beep 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 beep.
Dialogue.
Would you have taken time to cast comprehend languages at some point?
Sure. So that's another just 10 minutes of.
So while he's spending 10 minutes, I just try to like backseat explain how to do it. Okay, so look, there's a little health bar underneath him.
Yeah, I
Just tell me how
no,
full it is.
I think Malik has had this on him before. I remember.
Malik didn't ever look at Lyle though with it.
He looked at other people and it was giving similar readings.
Not that
Health bar
one.
only- No, health bar
Not that
only
I
good
know.
for Lyle.
Oh. Well, just give me a second.
Again, I'm just backseat explaining how to do this.
Okay, alright.
I
Okay.
pull out these hands. What does he see?
I don't know.
Take a look at these hands.
Lyle takes out D's nuts.
Oh, wow.
This phonograph.
There's so when you look at Aylin's hands, there's text that shows up that one of which reads lethal, the other one reads weapon, and there's a little flashing warning underneath the bottom of your vision that's like unregistered.
Wow.
An illegal spy drone.
No. That's for Aylin's hands.
Oh. I'm pretty sure it
Saying
says
his-
harmless.
That's amazing. I take back everything I said. That's amazing.
Anyway, so back to Lyle.
Okay, so oh, this is not the music I wanted. You're not in the desert anymore. Jesus.
It's a library.
I mean, we could be shortly.
You could, but you're not yet. Alright, let's do this for now.
Boy,
Seems appropriate.
I don't disagree.
So you take a look at Lyle, and kind of drudging through the secondhand vision of Malik looking at things. Go ahead and roll an intelligence check.
Okay, I can do this.
Don't be dumb. Don't be
I'd say
dumb.
with Oswald kind of helping you, go ahead and roll it again.
Advantage, good, because that was a natural 1.
Don't be dumb.
Oh, and that was a 19!
19 for a total of.
22.
Okay. So indeed, you look at this little health bar under Lyle, and again, much of the terminology, like because comprehended languages allows you to understand the literal meaning, many of the words are unfamiliar things you've never encountered before, things that make no sense, but you're able to generally glean that the health bar is not totally depleted. There's a tiny little bit at the bottom. And you're generally able to glean that this object lost all but its like emergency reserve of power, and if it loses that, it may not ever reactivate.
Well, I mean, like we know before, he's out of power, and he does have a very slight amount left, but I think activating that could put him out of commission forever. So we should probably not do that.
Can I ask a strange question, Veg?
Shoot.
I'm gonna summon some Eldritch energy in my hand. You said you were able to look at Aelin and his fists were illegal, which I is the baddest thing I've ever heard. Don't let that go to your head.
I feel like I know where this is going, and
Can you tell me? Yeah, and I just hold my hand up with like the swirling quicksilver, like metallic-y energy, kind of swirling in it.
I will give Kaladin a once-over, or a look-over with the key.
Alright, it throws out more like strange terms, symbols you don't recognize. Make another intelligence check.
Regular or advantage?
This is just regular.
Key. 14?
14?
14.
You get the general sense that it doesn't quite know what to make of Caladan, but unable to extract more specific meaning.
Don't know whether it's just my understanding of what it's trying to show or not, but it doesn't understand.
Does it say anything though about the energy I'm holding? I want to see if it's compatible with him.
Anything that looks compatibility or anything similar to the cores?
It essentially like when you focus your attention on like the swirling eldritch energy, essentially you're smart enough to figure it out. It basically puts a big ass question mark on top of it. Yeah.
I mean, we could give it a shot, but it's definitely not a core.
No.
Not to butt in, guys, but have you asked the library if they have a charger?
What's a bowl that charges? Like, what do you?
I mean, we could ask Osphirian if he has any artifacts, but I highly doubt they'd be willing to part with them.
I wonder if Erd Salush would have any back on the material plane.
I believe he's probably dead.
Wait, who is?
Erd's the
water
aboleth.
The Aboleth.
The aboleth below the library. Was it Erd Salush or?
Earthslauge, I believe.
Yeah. That's a question we never thought to ask.
True. But for our course of action right now, do we feel like trying to have Osphirian send us back?
Well, let's talk to him at least.
I think talking to him is the next best thing to do.
No dumb questions here at the end of the world.
Yeah. There's only so much more we can fuck up, I guess.
I like that attitude.
So as you guys begin to gather, to seek out Osphirian, who you can kind of see high, like is high above at the top level of the library, probably busy watching this disaster unfold. Saria and Azure kind of rejoin you. Like, and Saria asks you, "You guys going somewhere? Mind if we tag along?"
No, come on.
I mean, if you have nowhere else to go.
Well, down a boat,
Is,
and I can fly for 10 minutes or so, but
is there another boat that can come?
if I know. Probably. I assume that's not the only boat in this place.
It's a fair assumption. More than one boat.
Also, you guys are kind of talking a bit, you know what's going on over there? He just kind of points at the whole, like, writhing tentacle mass. Is that, like, normal in these parts? 'Cause we're pretty new here.
Yeah, no, probably.
We're pretty new here too.
Probably
But
not.
but we saw that in the material plane.
It's fine. We'll handle it.
It's not fine.
We'll handle it.
It's absolutely not
It's
fine.
gonna be better.
Vahik.
Listen, they don't call us the Sky Fixers.
We can make it better.
Vahik.
We can make it better.
We are so in over our head. What's the point of not asking for help? Pride so we can die with everyone else?
Oh wait, no, hold on. Aren't we about to go ask Osphirian for help?
And maybe they can too. This chick's got weird time magic about her, apparently.
I have what?
Oh yeah, by the way, we saw you in the desert and you recognized us and we didn't know who you were.
Excuse me?
What desert? Did I stutter?
No.
Yeah.
See.
Hang on. While I consider myself a woman of many impressive abilities, messing with time, I've never counted among them, and I don't recall ever having met you before. Certainly not in a desert.
Yeah, you knew our companion Nofjor, who died trying to bring this whole library here.
Yeah, and apparently, you met us in the past, but not our past, your past.
Guys, there's a whole like order of operations we should
Is
be going.
that kind of wibbly wobbly timey wimey stuff also normal around here?
I have no idea.
There's a syndicated theater show that plays.
I mean, what is normal?
No theater!
That's a great question. No
We
theater.
are not going to the theater.
Look, again. Azure and I are new around these parts. Kind of don't know how everything works around here just yet, so just bear with me as I ask my stupid questions, alright? If you don't mind.
You missed what I said earlier, but I said no dumb questions at the end of the world, because that's where we're at.
Well, the end of this world, maybe.
Oh no.
Did we mention the part where all the red tendrils are in the material plane as well?
Oh,
I mean, we don't know.
are they bad?
They could have moved. I mean, they try to kill us.
Uh-huh.
And, I mean, explicitly, I did watch it pull up a worm, and then it turned the worm into an energy version of the worm, but the worm didn't sound like it had a good time.
Like a purple worm-sized worm.
Oh, so you do have purple worms here, too. Okay.
No, well, purple worms
Wait,
were...
hold on, go back. I'll go back. What was that?
So you do have purple worms here, too.
No, not here. The other here, like back home.
Yeah, this material world you're talking about, right?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Okay.
Yeah,
What?
you're from there.
Where are you from?
Are you a material girl?
Damn it.
I'm leaving.
Oh, shit. Jump into the glass.
Eldritch Blast!
Jump into the glass.
Fireball!
I'm opening
No.
mine now. Just for my own.
Oh,
We're still in like the spirit world, right?
yeah, seems that way.
Okay.
Maybe, and she kind of looks at Azure, you can explain better? She's just been kind of watching with arms crossed. Brushes a little bit of her dark blue hair away from her forehead. What do you know of the plains? Bless you.
Bless you.
I don't know about the plains, but I know this isn't where this planet normally sits. That there was a great cataclysm eons ago that pushed this ball of rock here. And that what we call the gods in the material plane merely found it, did not create it.
And does that make it so hard to believe that there are other worlds than these?
No, but this has all happened in the span of like the last 48 hours, so it is like comparatively a lot to take in.
Yeah, we're working on like 2 weeks of occurrences of worlds dying and not being. It's a lot.
You got this.
I was dead. I'm not dead.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot.
Well, I don't know if the two of us have the ability to help save this world or not. We have certain means available to us to traverse the plains, but it's not easy. We could take you back from whence we came, if, as you say, this world is dying. If that's alright, Saria? She kinda pauses. I think we need to give this one another shot.
This one.
What do you mean this
So,
one? This
You're from
world?
one of those other worlds in the big black that's out beyond the stars.
Could put it. Sure. It's a pretty good way of explaining it.
Well,
That's a lot to unpack.
I mean, that could be like a plan G.
Why G?
I don't know. Just maybe
That seems like
should...
it's pretty high up in the possibility.
I mean, okay. Out of all seriousness, I don't give a fuck about this world. I could be okay with leaving it, but there are things that I would like to see done here before I left it. So if I could accomplish those things before we leave, that would be great.
Well then, Mr. Vaic, I do believe we have something in common. But let's hold off on this aptly put Plan D and see if we can perhaps find a way to help you guys out.
Sure.
Let's see what Aspherian can say.
They nod and kind of
Alright.
following behind you.
Follow me, guys.
I pick
Paladin,
up
where are we going?
That's
I pick up Oswald and I start spider climbing up the tower towards Aspherian.
still creepy.
Man, I love being a football.
Saria takes out a staff and taps it. And just kind of walks up behind you.
Alright, well, whoever doesn't want to show off, we can just use the stairs.
How high up is Assyrian?
Oh, like 400 or so feet up.
Yeah, I'll walk. I'll take the
Monk
stairs.
shit, monk shit, monk
You
shit.
could run it. You could literally run up.
You can also run up vertical surfaces. So,
Yeah.
In the time that we wait for them, can we just take a short rest at the top because it's gonna take them forever to go up the stairs?
yeah, sure.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
So you can all have like gained the benefits of a short rest over the course of these conversations and whatnot. Make your way up to the top of the library, or you see just kind of lying there, front paws folded in front, almost perfectly still, except the leonine head turns to face you, the silvery glowing eyes. You return so soon. A riddle with a straightforward explanation, I'm sure, but a riddle nonetheless. Tell me.
Colossal Leviathan glass ate the ship.
Pity. And the monkey.
I don't believe any of us saw her go down. Did you guys hear her
She
go?
did, in fact, go down
I
with
think
the
they
ship.
said something about it was a they, just to make sure.
At the moment.
I think they said something about going down with the ship.
I do recall hearing something like that.
Well, that is unfortunate.
Yeah, you want to take this one?
Take this what?
This conversation.
I think we're all a part of this conversation here. Just looking for some guidance.
Sphere, and we need to get back to the material plane. What you see here, to a much lesser extent, is happening over there. You brought the library here. Is there a way for you to send it just us back so your library stays safe?
Unfortunately, there is not. There's not so much a power of mine as a power of my connection to this place. I can, of course, bring myself between this world and the material one at will, but the transport of others, that is a power reserved for a few.
What can we do to earn the knowledge that would get us to those individuals left here in the spirit world?
And to help close the sky. Get rid of the tendrils.
Yeah. Our goal on the material plane, the tendrils are much less over there, but still there. I think our goal is to undo what we were tricked to do in the material world.
By the Faceless One. In particular.
Yeah, that guy.
And you all truly believe that you can fix that?
Well, the glass leviathan didn't kill us, and apparently that's a mythic beast.
I'd say we're lucky.
It seems strands of fate weave unique patterns around you. All of you. It turns and looks at Saria. You have traveled between the worlds before. You have the power to bring them where they desire. Don't you? You alright over there, Brizzy?
We're fine!
He, when turns and looks at all of you. Yes, but... any Arcanists among you?
Yep.
Yeah.
A couple.
Okay, so
No.
Yes.
familiar with the plane shift spell, yes?
Mm-hmm.
No.
And how it requires a specific and often difficult to obtain material component. One of the reasons that we were on board that ship was to try to obtain just such a component. But they didn't have one. Do any of you?
What are you looking
What's
for?
this?
What do you need?
Yeah. Can you be any more specific?
She goes into a satchel and something that looks like tiny little fork of like silvery metal. This one in particular is like silvery white, very, very fine construction, 2 little prongs, and then as she pulls it from her satchel, just give off a faint ping. Like this. Specifically created, prepared, and tuned on in the place of destination.
I got ball bearings.
Those, unless they have undergone the same sort of preparation required to make one of these, they're not going to help us, darling.
Did you have any clues, any knowledge, any evidence of where you were heading, where you could have gotten one? Here.
Well, the ship, the Voyager, was headed to a port, if you will. Whatever passes for a city. In these parts, she looks around at the vast, empty sea around the library. The name of which definitely have somewhere in my notes.
Port Royale.
Yes. Port. Name of it is escaping me right now. Anyway, we were hoping to perhaps find such a fork there.
Osphirian. Do you or any of your guardians here maybe help us locate a map of the spirit world, or maybe any information regarding teleportation?
Well, as a general rule, I do not keep information about teleportation. I destroy it when it comes to me. But kind of turns and looks again. That slowly expanding mass of writhing tendrils. The gods concerned with enforcing such statutes are occupied.
I like where this is going.
I do not have any scrolls of teleportation magic here. If that's what you're asking.
That was part of it. It honestly was like that, and then like legitimately any knowledge that maybe our Vayek or Yahek, the people that were able to get us here, could glean, maybe utilize to move us again.
Or maybe something that directs us towards one of those forks.
And or
Does
just
this
means
library
of travel. But
does
better
this
than
library
that
have
place.
like a historical artifact room?
Contains many things, although no more rooms. Just the knowledge.
Hmm.
Do you have a scroll of summon boat?
Is that a real thing?
No.
Out of character, there is an item called a collapsible boat, though. And it's hysterical.
Listen, is there a tree that we can punch and then make some sticks out of it? And then pick a boat?
I'm on it.
There's no tree. There's just lots and lots of books, scrolls, tablets,
There's-
other various informational media.
There's only former trees here.
Indeed. Hang on. Just looking through some stuff. discuss amongst yourselves.
Vague, do you feel you'd be able to do something that again, if
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
never mind.
Nope,
Don't
no,
answer
go
that
ahead.
question.
Oh wait, I got an idea. Hey, Spherian,
Hmm.
can you go back to the material plane, grab our boat, and then come back here? Grab our car, grab our
Can
truck.
Can you swallow us and
Yeah,
then
wait.
Said he
teleport
couldn't do
to the
that.
No,
material
Oswald,
plane?
you're a fucking genius. Ospherian, can you go back to the material plane, procure us a tuning fork from there, so that we may return?
Yes. This I could do.
That would be so cool of you, Aspherion.
Hmm.
Is there any payment that would be required for this?
You are seeking to save the worlds from destruction, yes?
True.
Absolutely.
100%.
The worlds, multiple.
This may take me some time. And at that, he just becomes more and more transparent. And just vanishes in place.
I turn to Vayic, and my jaw just drops.
Sometimes the solutions are just that simple.
Like,
I do think my idea was better, though.
like wings just drop. Everything is just like.
Your wings are on the floor.
Yes, they fell off.
Good job, babe.
No, I mean, Oswald, you were the one who kind of spurred that one, so you...
Just saying, if he swallowed us and teleported, it could have been better, though.
It's not that much bigger than you guys. I mean, he could maybe swallow one or two of you.
I was tempted to answer that.
Listen, he can totally swallow me.
We have a bag of holding, right?
Do you think he swallows or spit?
Half of you don't even need to breathe, right? So it's like, whatever.
I mean, if there was anything we needed to do in the meantime within the library, any books that anyone wanted to read or take care of, now would be the time to do it before we go back to our good old tendril-filled world.
Well, do we know how long this is going to
He
take?
just said a while,
Yeah.
but time isn't a thing apparently anymore, so...
Well, just the god of time isn't a thing anymore.
No, I take out my clockwork clock.
Should we go look for more on Lyle? Because I think that could be helpful.
I thought we did already.
We tried.
I thought we tried, but we didn't. Did we really try?
You did, and you even did so with
The
like the guidance of this angel. And basically, like all of the books most relevant to that, Urge Sleuge had either already collected or you brought to Urge Sleuge, and that part of the complex doesn't appear to have made it yet.
Well, I can't do better than an angel, so.
So this Erd-Sleesh guy you keep mentioning, is he too, or?
No, he's here before the gods were.
Yeah. Ancient being that saw the...
No, I mean physically here.
No.
Yep.
Nope.
Physically here before the gods were.
Yeah, well, no, but physically...
Isn't that still not
here.
answering the question? He's gone.
I mean, like,
dead?
no, like
Aelin, he's
in
not
this
here.
area.
He's we were left. He was left behind. That was one of the first things that we
you
checked.
saw him get
when we
left
came.
behind.
Well, he was in a cave that was down below the thing. We went down below the thing. It's just glass now. I'm pretty sure he was left behind, or he's just chilling in the glass.
I mean, is he a good swimmer?
He's a fish.
I would hope so. It was a fish.
Yes, he is.
Oh,
But I don't think he came with the glass. He didn't. His cave didn't come, so I don't think he did. He's probably dead.
Yikes.
well, I mean, we've all been probably dead at one point.
You're right. You can't put it past him. We can go back and have a conversation with him, or I can bring him back and then we can have a conversation with him.
Well, I don't know him, so I don't. It's up to you.
Sure. But Kaladin, what you were saying before, well, I would be able to try to attempt to do something like that. However, it would be heavily reliant on me tapping into a power that I don't think I have available to me at the moment. If that
What
makes
if
sense.
Yahak and I were able to help you? Apparently, he was able to help you.
Yeah,
Both of us.
it would make that easier to do, but still would rely on me pulling on something that was previously mine and not currently mine.
I start thinking this is something Calavander would be really good at, but I don't know where he is.
Yeah, did John die?
He said he had to
He-
go because he didn't feel good.
Oh, sorry.
Because he has the
Oh.
coronavirus.
Oh, I missed that.
Awkward.
Like, Gil, that means you're at risk.
Nah, he's not here. He's in Farallon.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
I also believe that
Oh,
even
sorry,
if
missed that.
Calavander would also struggle the same way I would. It is
Basically,
it
you're
is
saying
a
you're
very-
smarter.
I'm not saying I'm smarter. I'm saying
Well,
is
he's
that,
not here to deny it.
Sure, whatever.
It's not smarter, it's just having more magical
We
muscle.
no one in this group has the magical ability to be able to cast something of that level.
Yeah, my magic's a bit different than yours, so...
What if we put all of our magic together?
That would probably give us the best shot, but
Can we Voltron our magic?
no, I don't. You probably should put it in the hands of the person who is the most capable in that, and then assist with that. You know.
Oh, Oswald, are you ready?
Sorry, what are you
Well,
trying to do?
No, we're trying to
We're trying to Captain Planet.
We're trying to
The
cast
Voltron
plane shift
spell.
without a scroll. We're just trying to will it into existence.
Oh no, I was just talking. Nope. Yep. We're just.
Oh, I
willing this
thought
goal.
we're trying to summon Captain Planet.
Wait, we
Okay,
definitely
Okay,
should.
you still need the tuning for it to do it, and I can still cast plane shift once I have it. So
It's fine.
what's all this about Voltron?
No, we're just having it's a mute
He's
conversation.
It's a mighty hero. It's a story they told in the
A
fight.
god from another world.
okay.
Speaking of things you can do, it's a really interesting saber or rapier you got there.
Isn't it? The shadows kind of coalesce into this
Uh-oh.
jet black blade. in their
Insight
hand.
check on Kaladin. I'm inciting.
check.
I'm insight checking Kaladin on this. Do I know where this is going?
I insight check Vayne.
Okay.
Been real weird about it.
I checked to see if Barry is wearing plate armor. That
It's a
they
7.
wear.
I'm genuinely interested in her sword.
I know, but the last time you were interested in somebody's sword, you needed to kill them for it.
We both.
Well,
I mean,
he didn't need to. He
We both
wanted
tried
to.
very
It was
hard.
more of an us thing, not a.
But
Me?
eventually, you needed to kill him anyway. Okay, 7. 7 was my insight check.
I told you, I'm pretty interested in the sword.
Oh, he's interested.
Would you
Served me well in my travels.
do you mind if I held it?
I mean, a little bit. But why?
What if I let you hold mine and I'll bleed the sword out?
So this is getting.
What does that mean?
I've seen this video.
You show
Alright.
me yours, I'll show you mine.
She holds her rapier hilt out towards you.
I'll flip the saber in my hand and hold it out to her.
Okay.
As we try to take him, I'm gonna try to have them touch before I let go of mine.
Can we get some funky
The
70s
tips are
music
gonna
from
touch.
this?
We cannot. Okay. The blades do briefly. She doesn't like try to stop this or anything, and so there's a faint ting as the metal on metal contact.
Don't feel anything or anything.
Nope.
It's nice. I feel like it requires a bit more finesse than I can handle, though.
Yeah, the weight and balance, the styling of the thing are all. And you could use the weapon effectively. They're all off what you're used to.
Oh, I was saying that to her.
Yeah, yeah.
I was, terribly well balanced, though.
And did just exude this from your arm, yes?
Something like that, yeah.
Cool. She hands it back.
I toss hers back.
And she dispels it.
I'll let the blade just kind of fold back in my arm. Can I ask a personal question?
Clearly.
What did you have to give up for yours?
Well, very personal.
Well, when
Would it be melodramatic of me to say everything?
well, I've lost my life twice for mine, so no.
There's more to lose than just your life. Anyway, who has something to drink?
I got some water.
I
I
pull
hand
out.
her the alchemy. Oh, Calvin, go ahead.
I was gonna say I pull out the fancy fuck ass wine that Vay gave me.
No.
About that.
Oh boy.
Oh, did you steal it
Yeah,
back from the
no,
entrance?
I never gave that to you. I was gonna save that for a rainy day. That rainy day was me and Miss Vampire Lady banged.
Okay, so I reach for what I think to be is a very fancy like wine skin, realize it's not there, and then look very awkwardly over at Aelin.
I put my hands up. It wasn't me. I hand her the alchemy jug, full of flying fist ale.
Not bad. Bad at all.
That's why I drink it.
She produces a small flagon from her bag and pours a little bit. Pours as yours, hands it back to you. Then she just goes over to the edge of the ring that you're on and dangles her feet off. Doesn't seem interested in talking more.
So,
How high up? Sorry. How high up above the Sea of Beads are
A
we?
bit more than 400 feet now.
Okay. And how tall was that boat that we were on? It was like
The upper
200
deck was like 75 feet above the
Oh, okay.
and
Trying to get a sense of
the lookout, like Crow's Nest bar was like 60 feet above that, so the whole was like 130 feet tall.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Van.
well, I mean, since we're here for a while and we know a majority of what we're all after here as individuals, what brings you here, Aelin?
Pass. Wait, can I pass? I don't know. the
Don't
rules.
think that works.
Well, if you want to get down into it, you brought me here.
Okay, here we go. Okay, what brings you to the spirit
Well,
world? If we're gonna play this game.
Funny enough, it's not too different than how we got here, actually.
Yeah, so you
Me,
found a scroll and you cast it, and you got to where you wanted to go.
yeah, well, me and Calavandor got our hands on a teleport scroll of some kind, and we were trying to find the god of partying.
For
Actually-
There's a god of partying.
Like you're not joking.
for what?
For the ultimate party.
And you were just gonna leave after, or
Well, it depends how good the party is.
It's a fair point, you know. What if it's a really good
Sure.
party?
Yeah, like you don't want to leave a big
Yeah,
party
you don't.
early, then you
Yeah.
you look bad.
okay, got
No,
it.
that's true.
What did you guys do before then?
Well, basically, so you know how like we were in that one city for a while. We saw what y'all did.
In Kariley's on.
With the sky ship and all that
Yeah,
jazz.
that was Kariley's on.
Oh, the sky ship. Oh, I thought you meant the Soraya.
Yeah,
I don't know where that is. Not that I know what Soraya is.
That's a Soraya anyway. God.
Huh, good old times.
but the general gist of things is I'm Calavandor's bodyguard, and we've just been going place to place finding the next best thing to do, really.
Is he someone of importance?
Well, he signs my paycheck, so I'd say yes.
I mean, outside of that, like part of a royal family, royal blood, talented.
Where does he get his money from?
You know, that's a very good question. I don't think I ever asked him.
What?
You look over at him, and he is like several shots deep, just like kind of just sitting on the floor, and just slowly kind of tilts over.
Just a sidebar for my own sanity. I never, like, me and John never discussed that in our backstory, right?
Not that I remember.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. We were all very drunk. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I think that's his story to tell. Really, don't think it's my place.
Too bad he's taking a huge dump.
Hey,
Yeah. I mean, look. Sometimes.
Hey, some people, their nerves after almost being eaten by a glass leviathan. It's understandable.
That said, you know,
That's
anything you need to know about me, I'm an open book, provided I can remember it.
Well, okay. So you work for him. You don't know what he does. You don't
He
know
makes
how
beer.
he pays you.
He's something of a wizard of sorts. Went to school somewhere of some such.
And what did you do prior to meeting him?
I had employment in the Clarior.
Neclarior.
You know, a nice protection detail.
What did you protect in Neclarior?
It was a noble's daughter.
What was her name?
Therese.
Therese?
Tyrese. No, yeah, Therese.
What was her last name?
Boy, you're putting me on the spot. I never. Therese.
Whatever you want right now.
What was the color of her hair?
What was her mother's
It
name?
was Amber was the color of her hair.
Whoa.
It was Therese Melivandir. And yeah, put that in your notes, everyone, so I don't have to.
Gotcha, boo.
Fortunately, that gig didn't end well, and I had to get out of there. By the by, oh, go ahead,
Finish
Kale.
your story.
New Kale.
Mm. Finish your story.
Yeah, go ahead, Meg. Finish your story.
What?
Oh, me. Yes. Post that, you know, I found solace in things other than a hard day's work. More of a hard drink sort of thing. And I ended up with a community of like-minded people who knew how to kick ass and take shots. Anyways, that was the Flying Fist collective, which my ale is aptly named after. And they taught me a few things along the way. And then ended up on a grouping of islands, and that's where I met Calavandor. I forget, Blem, what was the name of that party island?
Ooh. Well, so much an island as we were in.
Party Peninsula?
Nope. It's just the capital city of Sunica, which is on a river.
Yes, we are on the river.
There are islands in the river.
Yeah, the river city of Sunica. Don't know if you've been, but it's quite nice.
Never heard of it.
It's also named after the goddess of the same name, who's the goddess of parties. And
Ah,
that's a good
yes,
thing.
Sunica, yes, the goddess of parties, which brings me back.
Didn't you almost say that was Nofjor's god?
Oh, was it? But yeah, we tried to get to Sunica, and that didn't work out too well. But we got the next best thing, I guess.
And where did you find out about us?
Well, I was in Coryley's on.
And you just happened to stumble upon us while there?
Yeah, remember you ran into that really dope underground bar and cut someone's head?
Oh.
Oh. Mildly, yes. Okay.
I remember that.
Good times. Good times.
Yeah.
And,
Could you imagine what it would be like to get your head cut off? Man, I imagine.
So what is your goal? What are you after, Aelin?
Well, honestly, I don't know. I'm still kind of trying to figure that out.
Insight check. Insight check.
Yeah, go ahead. Roll a performance
2.
revival check.
What does he get with the 2?
With a 2, you will. You're starting to think along the same lines as me.
I don't know about that.
No, you know nothing. You
You don't get any additional insight beyond his words.
You are Jon Snow.
Sounds
know-
like it.
Yeah, I'm just, I'm not sure I'm alone in saying this, but I'm kind of trying to keep the past behind me and the future in front of me. One drink at a time.
Well,
Whoops. Sorry.
you've been pretty forthcoming. Any questions of us?
Yeah, so Kaladin, are you like dead or something?
I mean, why would you ask that?
Well,
He's standing right in front of you.
he looks like what I imagine my liver looks like, but all over.
I feel like that's racist.
Navjor is more racist.
That was more racist, yeah.
Oh, the robot thing.
Nope.
I mean, I don't know. Sorry, I'm just
No, that's
rambling on.
Lyle.
I had a weird dream one time.
Lyle.
I don't know if I am or not, but I can't tell you the last time I've taken a breath, or fell asleep, or eaten food, or drank water. Actually, I can tell you it was probably the night before we fought Nolif, and whatever made me use this sword want to take something from somebody else, and our group tried to trade our way out, and it didn't work, so he took everything away, and then we fought, and I died, and these people brought me back again. But as I am
Yeah, it was actually kind of crazy. I stabbed him with the sword and it made him come back to life.
This is why I don't use swords anymore.
Yeah, that's fair.
People tend to try to stab you with it. What's your story, Yahek?
Oh, a little bit here, a little bit there. Been roaming the world in search of power. And, the acceptance of my family. Because they're all powerful magic people. But now we fell into this whole thing with the Empire, so I'm kind of invested, It's like, I know my family. it's tight with them, but something's got to change, man. This world's a dark place.
You're sorry, what are elves in your world, Blum?
Quaylon?
Quaylon.
You're Quaylon, are you not?
You're not.
I'm not. Aren't I like half?
You're not an A.
I don't know. Thank you.
Half elf.
Kind of.
I'm an Adonai.
Oh yeah, sorry. You know what? You're such an Adonai.
And that was racist.
No, it wasn't. Was it?
No, it's description.
So yeah, here we are, witness to like the changing world.
Would
Darkest times in the universe.
Would I know your family's name?
You might.
Would I have
Do
known
you,
his
do
family
you
name?
do you know your family's name?
I don't know. What's his family's name?
It's the Jopanax.
Do I know the Jopanax?
You can certainly roll a history check.
I think
You
No,
can both roll history checks.
Yopanax.
Oh fuck, I think it actually is pronounced Jopanax. Also, I'm the third of my name. Yeah, the third Yahek.
I rolled a respectable 8.
You did. Neither of you have heard the name before.
I've never heard this name before.
Some
yet.
Shahdoriah, though.
But it comes across as Shahdorian.
So it comes from this world.
I get the vicinity as generally.
No, like specifically the country of
Do you know nothing of my people?
Just play me their song, dude.
Yeah, heck, to be honest, no. We know nothing.
Well, like Nofjor, my family is, well off. They don't have to worry about shit.
Either.
Oh god. I'm just saying, they're what would be considered royalty and all.
Well, having a title, I guess.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. So you're from the country of Shahdor, and you're royal, and you're on the run from the Empire. Why didn't you just ask your family to help you?
Because it's more nuanced. They don't know I'm like with bad people. They think I'm, you guys are bad.
Well, fuck you too,
Hang on.
heck.
I'm just saying, we're not perfect.
No,
Just met me, man.
We're really fucked up and we made a lot of mistakes.
See, there you go. And
I
that.
mean, y'all have.
Okay, my parents are very aware of the sky being fucked up, but they don't know that it's me. Or do they? I can't remember if I explicitly told them.
Again, I don't know if this helps your conscience. We were definitely tricked. We were duped. We were given information.
Yeah, I don't feel bad. I'm pissed.
I know, and that's why we said we're in it to fix the sky. Here we are. Welcome.
I start passing the alchemy jug in a circle.
Okay, so
I need that. I need that. I'm just gonna grab it.
So yeah, heck, I'm just gonna ask you a question again. When we get back, why don't we ask them for help if they're royal?
Because they're in the midst of a war that was declared on the Empire, if you recall. But I don't know where everything's at now with the state of the tendrils. I'm saying we can, but I'm saying I don't know what the outcome's going to be.
Well, I got good news for them. Aren't they east of the Empire?
No, hold on. So, for my knowledge,
To the map, to the map, to the map, to the map, to the map!
Shahdor,
Oh, you can queue
Shahdoriah.
up.
Shahdoriah is located in the middle
Right.
of Empire territory.
West of Cole, right?
However,
A little bit, yeah.
it is allied with the Empire territory, but
Yep.
not exclusively for the Empire. But they're
I'm
pretty
just saying
good.
they're adjacent to a war.
They're pretty
And-
good on pretty good terms. On top of that, we had the declaration of war, which was from Tharonar
Oh, nah!
against the Empire. My guess would be that Tharonar would be using the chaos that the tendrils are currently causing in the western part of the Empire to emphasize any kind of attacks that they would be making on the west. That is just my assumption.
Only is that an assumption? I think that's in the wiki.
Look, I'm not gonna lie, I really have no idea. I don't really know the politics of the East.
It's Eastern politics.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm more of a Midwest kind of guy.
That does not surprise me.
Now, here's a thought. What if we convince the most important people in the world that this sky thing is really important and that they should put aside their petty differences?
Yeah, heck, let's be real, it's just not gonna happen.
Are you saying
I'm being an idealist.
we wrestle us up a posse?
I'm saying we wrestle us up a posse. There's no. What else can we do? The world's gonna end.
Who are the most important people in the world?
Wait, who are the gods that work with the Empire again?
Not Verasi.
Phyrexis was former Malik's.
Yeah, can we ask Asphyrion to get one of them and be like, yo, have the Empire stop bothering us?
He's already getting
Okay. Look.
Well, it sounds like whatever y'all want to accomplish, you might need an army to do it.
No,
Yeah, no, that's what I'm thinking.
I.
And listen, I know some people in the desert, but I mean, at this rate, and I point at the Faceless One eating the other gods.
If you're okay with a slave army, I know a bunch of people in Golkis that don't like the Empire none.
Wait,
We're okay
we
with
could
any
free
army.
them.
It's like a war for humanity, is how I'd phrase it.
Wait, Kaladin, are they like gladiators?
That's what I was.
Oh man, we could free them. That's a great army.
Wait, okay, hold on, guys. I think we're
Then
losing.
we can camp on a volcano.
Alright, hold
I
on. Bring
have
it
a
back.
couple people
I
I could
understand
ask.
a lot of people are taking big swigs from this alchemy jug here.
Give me more
I
of
just
that,
think
actually.
there's big moves we could be making.
It
right
is
now.
delicious.
I
Listen.
love it.
Okay, wars are happening. We're currently engaged on the bigger scale war here, right? Which is like the end of the world. The key that we've been given was Lyle. Lyle last told us that if we deliver him back to his master, which we've come to surmise is the Great Intelligence, who was locked away in one of the towers. I forgot what tower that we were headed to before we...
Guess what?
That.
No.
Or no.
Vovar?
Vovar.
Gosh, Knut was just on the way.
We should continue to head to Vovar in hopes of getting in contact with the Great Intelligence to have them enlighten us on what we've done and how to undo it.
I mean, that's
This
a
great,
pretty
this
good
great
recommendation.
intelligence sounds like a really trustworthy guy.
But we heard from both the vision of seeing Forge and myself when we saw the vision of Phyrexis stopping the Great Intelligence, and then Forge saying that the Great Intelligence made him do terrible things.
Okay, so how about not the Great Intelligence?
I'm not saying that we can't get information, but I worry that we would just be unleashing another reckoning upon this world to fight.
So, like, you're saying it's the lesser of two evils right now, but, like, overall it's the same thing.
What
I don't know. I'm not that smart to think of those things. but-
Well, I mean, what if you just let them fight it out themselves and then clean up whatever is left after the fact?
I mean,
What if
once
nothing
again, I
left
point.
after the fact.
Yeah, once again, I point at the Faceless One eating the other gods.
Oh, he's still eating him. Oh god.
We already lost one god.
Well, okay, hold on. So, I understand that was what was said about the Great Intelligence. However, this is what I've come to believe. We know the Great Intelligence was after conquering, correct? That's what he wanted to do. It seems to me like he has failed. And I say this because his artifacts and people have been scattered and sundered around this earth.
You know, Vic, my experience failure is just success that hasn't happened yet.
It's not my point. What I'm trying to
I
say
think it is.
is
You're
that
very optimistic.
we can use the great intelligence to solve this issue, or help solve this issue.
Use what this thing is infinitely more powerful than we are. If nothing else, we would have to plead and convince whatever this thing is to not decimate us.
Possibility.
That
How
great,
about-
wait,
There's a
hold on.
possibility.
Plead for the great intelligence not to decimate us, or
Yes.
what
What,
I'm trying to say is that the faceless one is a far larger threat, and if the great intelligence is as intelligent as its name suggests, it would know that it needs to band together with the gods to help end this.
Wait, what
And
about?
my
what about?
assumption is that the gods have already beaten the great intelligence before. So after, should he or it try to pursue its lost cause, he would only be beaten, or it would only be beaten again.
Wait, so hold on. Listen, Vic, I get what you're saying. I don't know about you guys. I'm sort of over the entire trusting gods thing. We've been burned, what, like 10, 20 times in a row. Who are the great nations again? There's a Julian Empire, there's Clarior, who else?
Depends what you mean by great nations.
Like people with good armies.
Substantial military powers, and I mean, the Julian Empire definitely has the biggest. Nuclear has a big one. Varnar, Taraton.
Wait,
What's-
Sarnar?
Tharanar is the thing at war with the Empire with right now.
Where is it?
Tharanar.
Yeah.
What's that one area where there's just constant like war and terror?
That's all the way to the east.
Yeah, what's that place?
So,
That's 5 years in the future.
Past.
Passed.
Oh, I thought that was
Oh,
currently
my bad.
Nope.
happening.
Wait, so how about obviously we can't go to the Julian Empire because they just hate us. Right? I mean, we could try.
Nope.
How about we
Wait.
go to like Nuclear or something, and instead of trying to convince everyone to group up, how about we just convince one nation to try to help us, or at the very least get their priests to get their gods to listen to us?
Hold on. Oswald, I think the gods are on board with us.
No, the gods really don't like us.
No,
Do you mean,
hold on.
That was before.
Listen,
do you mean the other gods that
So-
are not very
So
high?
can we try the Julian Empire and be like, yo guys, we get that you hate us because we were on the run and killed your people, but like, and then just point at the sky and be like, can we work together?
Hold on,
I
Oswald.
don't know that them first.
I think those gods are already banded together and they're already trying to fight the thing that they're losing against.
Yeah, but let's be real, we're better than anyone the Julian Empire has. They could use us to
Phyrexis.
actually do stuff.
Zenfurious Zentanian, who's being nommed on over there.
Yes, I get it. I'm not
Shador.
talking about the gods, I'm talking about the people.
Okay, so you think that the people will be able to do more than the gods?
Sometimes, you know, the people that are overlooked are the ones that can actually make a difference.
Remember when we saw that worm get picked up into the sky and turned into the thing that now serves the tendril?
And remember when we're still alive?
I mean, aren't they both good ideas? They're both good ideas. These things that you're
You're all
thinking.
making very good points.
Listen, I just don't trust another godlike entity after we've been burned literally since we grouped up.
That's why I'm saying
Honestly-
we don't trust, we use.
How do you use?
Oh my god, Vay,
Yeah,
we're not
how do
gonna
you use-
outsmart
and
something.
So
How do
then
you
you
use
would
it,
rather just stand in a field and have phalanx and battalions and have it just throw swords at the faceless one.
No
Is
one's
that-
suggesting that. There's just
I'm
some.
not suggesting that at all, Vay.
We just need some support
You just suggested rallying
to
an
figure
army.
out how to close the sky.
Listen, if we're not on the run the whole time, maybe we can actually try to figure out how to stop this.
Which is
Well,
what I'm saying. we
nations
can-
are more than armies. There's also scholars.
That's what I'm saying.
Sure, that's fine. I just don't want to be on any. We need some help.
I-
We cannot do this alone.
But you're contradicting yourself. You're saying you want to pick a side, but you don't want to pick a side.
I'm not saying pick a side in the battle between little empires. I don't care about that. As long as there's money to be had to kill monsters, I really don't care who wins.
What I'm trying to say is that those battle between little empires matter, and they matter because those little empires will not want to lend you support because they're in those battles.
I know, Neclarior is not in those battles, is what I'm...
And Neclarior would have sided with Tharinar, and they're probably assisting Tharinar.
But they're not currently.
Not that we know of, but I could
So-
assume that they would be assisting Tharinar.
You're saying they could be convinced.
Veg, do you know what happens when you make assumptions?
You make an
Listen,
asset.
You're making an assumption.
The world isn't so black and white. We don't even know what help others could offer to us yet.
Yeah, okay, let's go to some place of learning.
Oh,
We
yeah,
sit
I
down,
understand what you're saying, but picture this. You're trying to put a bandage on a severed artery.
Veg, let me ask you another question.
We've learned so much, though.
Veg, let me ask you another question. Are you confident enough in yourself to try to outsmart something called the Great Intelligence?
I am not confident in being able to outsmart the Great Intelligence. What I'm trying to explain is that the Great Intelligence has already lost. So he will be in a position where he can't do anything.
I don't know. That sounds like an assumption the same as
Yeah,
Neclarior.
I mean, a wounded
We're all just making assumptions.
Okay,
a
Aelin,
wounded lion can still kill you.
Aelin, what are you talking about? Place of learning? Do you know a place of learning? Because look, I'm not really that smart. I don't know learning.
I hope Lim is typing an answer for me.
Nope.
Oh.
Blim, did Neclarior have colleges?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's a advanced, civilized, wealthy
Yeah,
nation.
okay. There were some universities in Neclarior.
Listen,
And I know Calavandor attended such a university.
wait, and you said you're from Neclarior?
Yeah, but
Okay, so you got some pull there, and by pull there I mean you're not wanted on site.
well,
Hell,
it
let's be
depends
real.
where.
Let's be real.
It depends.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. I'd rather avoid this topic.
Yeah, let's be real.
Okay, let's be real. Vedic, with your sword and my armor, we'll be heroes in Neclarior.
Hold on. I still... Listen. If this was something that was so easily solvable, I feel like it would have already been solved.
Well, maybe the geniuses in Neclarior just need people who are on the ground where it happened to have an idea of what to do.
They might not have the information to do.
Hold on.
I mean, listen, no
what
one
I'm
has the
trying to say
information
is
more
that-
than we do.
The situation that we are in seems extremely dire. Okay?
Oh, hey, Aelin, if I die, we put in a power cord in Gakanad, and then the Faceless One broke the sky.
Okay, this is a lot to take in.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
So, what I don't think that this is just something that these petty nations will be able to solve or assist us in. They could be able to assist us as far as manpower, but I don't think manpower is what's going to close the sky. What's going to close the sky is the same thing that we used to open it. What did we use to open it? We used the towers. What are the towers connected to? The towers are connected to the Great Intelligence. The Faceless One manipulated the power that the Great Intelligence has. Therefore, the Great Intelligence has the answers on how to close it. Does that make sense?
Do we know that these towers are the only source or relic of the Great Intelligence?
You can make a history check.
Oh boy.
Well, I mean, we
Can
would have
I
known.
join that?
We would have known that.
You can
when-
make
Hey,
separate.
22.
I guess never mind.
They are certainly the greatest concentration of such things. Other artifacts are scattered throughout the world. Sometimes they've been harvested or scavenged from the desert and traded or around. Sometimes someone will find such a thing elsewhere. They're often non-functional or so mysterious in their purpose that usually you have to bring it to a specialist to even figure out what it does.
Well, boys, I happen to know I met a guy at a bar one time. He told me that sometimes artifacts turn up, scavenged, and taken to universities and other places of research and study.
Oh, we were
Might be this Lyle guy could help
No,
figure out how to use them.
that's what I'm saying is that if we take the Lyle back to the Great Intelligence, he will be able to power Lyle.
I mean, that's not necessarily true either.
Why? How is that not true? He was a servant of the Great Intelligence.
What if he doesn't have the materials?
If he didn't, what kind of Great Intelligence would he be?
One that lost, just like you said.
But what I'm saying is that you're
You're both making
understand
good
why
points.
you're fighting me very hard on this, Oswald.
You're fighting us very hard.
If I can
A
guarantee,
great writer without a pencil doesn't make him a bad writer.
Yeah, look, I just don't want to go to the Great Intelligence because I'm done trying to trick them and trying to use them for us because it has sucked every single time. That is all I'm saying.
I understand your trepidation here. I truly do. And I am not one for the gods, and I do not like bending to their will. And if I could have a say in it, I would end them all.
Insight check.
Go ahead.
11. No, wait, 10.
Seems pretty intense.
As I said,
Does anyone else feel like it vague? Then
I'm just really bummed. It seems like y'all met like 10 gods, and I've gotten this situation just trying to meet one.
Aelin, like 8 of them sucked.
Oh.
So,
Do you ever meet the goddess of fate, perchance?
I don't even know who that is.
She seems pretty cool.
Oswald.
Yeah.
If I can guarantee you an army, what would you do with it?
no one's asking for an army. You're taking it very literally. We're asking for help
literally
from others.
Saying, I have an army. What would you do with it?
Well, if you had an army, you could just storm one of these towers, couldn't you? Have
it
a
would be
hell of a
easier to
lot
get to
of
the
an
tower.
easier time.
It would be easier to get us into the tower, correct?
Okay.
What else would that accomplish? We could get into the towers by ourselves, can we not?
Can you?
Yes.
Us trusting ourselves has gotten us into this mess. So I'm like really not interested in hearing about.
So, okay, again, here I hear we don't want to talk to the gods, but we don't want to trust ourselves. We need to make a call here. We either believe in ourselves or we believe in the gods.
No, it's not so black and white. Or we ask other people for help. I don't know why it has to be one or the other.
Or we could just ask smart people. Look, I am not smart. I know this.
But we are the smart people. We are the ones who've just literally discovered all of this.
The ones who cracked the sky open? Yeah, real fucking smart. We are.
Vic,
we
just
didn't
because
know
we
in the
know-
moment, but now we
we
do.
didn't know then, but now we know.
Vic, just because we just so happen to be the people
First of
who
all,
were there.
the one who cracked the sky is fucking dead.
Listen,
Who
guys.
was that?
Sure.
It was
Forge.
Forge? It was all of us. We were all there.
I don't know
Forge
this
uttered
Forge
the
guy,
words to
but he
crack
sounds
the
pretty
sky.
good.
None of us
Vic.
had any idea what that was doing or what any of that was.
Vic, if you really want to place blame, place it on
I'm
me.
not
I'm the one
placing
who led
blame.
you guys there.
What is happening here? I'm having a conversation with my compatriots here. No one is placing blame.
Listen,
I'm trying to
guys.
solve
Well, you're
this
not
issue.
suggesting. You're just saying, I know the best way to do
Suggesting-
this.
I've been
I know the
suggesting
best
we-
way to do that. It's saying we have to do this, we have to do that. Say, I think
How
we
about-
should XYZ.
Guys, how
think
about
we
this?
should go to the Great Intelligence.
I think we should all take a breather and use the bathroom, and come back with a clear mind.
And have the dog use the bathroom.
I
What?
just had like 4 or 5 cups of tea, so I do. But I also, this would be a good time to like sort out our arguments while we're peeing and stuff too.
Look, I'm just gonna be straight up. I'm not gonna.
What?
I'm keeping on
What?
track.
Okay. Well, anyway, one more thing, then you can go pee
Oh, alright, wait up, Breezy.
or don't, whatever.
Did he leave? That's
It's
okay.
bitch.
It's okay, cause yeah, heck. Speaking of your family, during a little lull in this conversation, you hear through a mechanism familiar to you. Not your father's voice, but your cousin's. She says, "Where are you? Things are pretty bad here. Are you safe? Do you need help?" You sense that's the end.
Boy. Like a sign from above. Oh, can I respond?
You can respond, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say
25. Yes.
like a sign from above. Me and my friends need help to fix Sky. And hope all is well there. I don't know how many words that was, but I think it was under
It's fine.
25.
It's okay. The rest.
Okay. Message. Cast sending again. Where are you? Can we meet? Please be specific.
Weird thing to say.
Oh God.
Do we all? No, go ahead.
No, you don't.
No. Yeah, go
I
ahead.
mean, you can say the stuff out loud if you want, but
Nah, don't worry about it. I don't want to hear it.
I mean, I'll mention it maybe when we get back from our bathroom break. But I'll say in the spirit world, but trying to get to Naclarior or maybe home. Where are you? I feel like we're texting through T9.
Yeah, you're on like Kick or something.
it's a longer pause. We're at the Oasis. Just that.
Wait, what was that? I think you cut out.
We are at the Oasis. If you can meet us there, that would be much more convenient. I cannot cast sending again today.
Well. Okay.
You can still respond or not to you.
Oh. I'll say I'll see what we can do, but it would be helpful to know who else is with you.
Okay. Sense that the message has been received. A minute or two go by and you don't get any further sendings.
Hey, have we considered? Sorry, guys, I had this thought while I was using the loo. Ospharian seems like a reasonable guy. Maybe he goes speak to the Great Intelligence while we pursue other means.
Well,
Yeah, that's fair.
a really good idea. Let's see how open he is after he gets this plane shift thing, because I feel like that's a big favor that we're calling in for that.
I think for the sake of the world and his
I mean,
library,
for the
he
sake
might.
of
well,
why
actually,
he's getting us this plane shift thing without any like cost or doing anything.
because we're in the spirit world and quote unquote gods are easily easily to talk to here, then shouldn't we also be able to contact the Great Intelligence from here?
Their intelligence isn't a god.
It was trying to be, though.
Yeah, but
Well-
it's not.
So if it fought the gods, it would have fought them here, is what I'm
It didn't.
saying.
I thought it didn't fight the gods. That I thought it was turned away. Blim, am I remembering that correctly?
It
from the
had a
vision
face
that we
off.
got?
It's kind of fuzzy.
It's fuzzy. Okay.
Unclear if, but even in like Forge's vision, like the things that you saw, unclear if that was here or elsewhere. It was more of like strong impressions of particular things rather than like you saw exactly what went down.
Gotcha.
Also, am I right in saying that the Faceless One was just a crazy god?
Mhm.
That's what we got from that book that I read.
That's mostly what I took away.
Well, though, from my understanding, the Faceless One was a god who was helping another god, but then they got in contact with
Faceless
whatever...
one was an immortal.
I'm sorry, the Faceless One was an immortal, got in contact with whatever this calamity tentacle fucking thing shit is. That shit made him go crazy, and now he's the Faceless One because of the crazy shit.
There may or may not be some association with Astrid madness.
Yes.
May or may not be the same thing. Unclear.
So I have a crazy idea that just popped into my head.
Hit us.
Throw it out there, bud.
So I get my power from Keveraxian, Gorvingir, who was apparently killed by Aristor.
Our story.
Aristor. We're in the spirit world. I'm sure he's not super happy that what he killed is still around kicking stuff up. What if we use me like a lightning bolt to try to bring this god of justice to our attention, and I mean, hopefully convince him to not smite me into oblivion, and then maybe see if we can get some insider help from it. Apparently, it was a extremely adept warrior.
That seems like an option. However, from my dealings with the Justicey goody two shoes type, they will 100% smite the shit out of you.
I'm willing to find out at least.
But if that's something you're willing to gamble with, I mean, we can be for it.
That sounds kind of risky, though, doesn't it?
I think it's kind of a far off look in his eye.
I mean, if you're willing to roll the dice to decide your future.
I haven't known friends in a very long time.
I mean,
I'd like to count you guys as that. So I don't want to say I'm gonna sacrifice myself, because fuck that shit. But if I can do something that can help and not hurt, I want to try.
I mean, look, if you want him to not smite you, just let me do all the talking.
I don't think that's exactly how that works, Oswald.
I'm gonna try to persuade you. Hey.
The enthusiasm is.
Anyway, so okay, we need to.
Yeah, -1. Yeah, 8.
We have a lot of options here on the table.
So I just want to run down these options just to make sure that everyone's clear as to what we can do or attempt to do. So first off, we need to wait for Osphirian to get back with a tuning fork so we can get back to our plane of existence.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's number one. Okay.
Yeah.
Number two, when Osphirian gets back, we can either ask him to try to contact the Great Intelligence, if that's even possible, ? Have him contact Astor, your Justicey dude, who will probably 80% likelihood just snap and you're gone. After that, I mean, we could also ask other questions that we don't have in mind right now.
Well, also, Yahek, you said your family it's adjacent and not connected, right? Your nation is more.
To the Empire, yeah.
Yeah, so you guys aren't like super pro-Julian, but you do business with them. Is your understanding of it?
When would I have a good sense of that, honestly?
You would. Yeah, so Shahdoriah does maintain like very good cordial relations with the Empire, open borders, and all that. But kind of in coalition with the Artificers, but keeps like its own agenda, neutrality. It doesn't like bend over for the Empire.
Then yes, I would say that.
So, more pointed question, Yahek. Would your family be okay with shuttling and or protecting extremely wanted fugitives from the Empire? Or is that something they could do?
I think the kind of answer is I don't know, but we can sure as heck ask.
I feel like that's something we find out via communication and not, hey, let's go see if it works,
Well, trust me, if I could ask them that, I would, but I cannot at this moment.
At the very least, can you ask them just like what they think of who is the most in trouble? Malik? Would he be the most in trouble?
I'm pretty sure I would probably be up there.
Okay,
I mean-
just ask them what they think of Malik and friends.
I mean, wasn't it
Well,
wasn't it also that the
Yeah.
Empire was kind of distracted with this whole war thing?
Wait, do that again?
Yeah.
I said the Empire was a little distracted by this whole war thing, so I don't necessarily know that they're looking for us, but
I mean, yeah, but if we were to come across their lap, I doubt they'd be like, oh yeah, you guys can continue, we'll worry about you after the war. They'd probably try to solve it while they could,
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Just be like, just ask your cousin and be like, yo, I heard this guy Malik, he's in the desert. What are your thoughts about that, Empire?
I see where you're
Bro.
going with this, Oz.
isn't it more like, have you heard the name Malik? Is that
You could start that
Does that
way.
name ring a
Have
bell?
you heard of these people's names? And if they say yes, and then ask if they could transport and or shield us from the Empire, or be some kind of barrier, smuggle us somehow. But that's an option. That's a far down option.
Well, it's only my cousin. I don't know what my parents.
So I mean, that's not
Yeah,
really an
right,
option.
yeah.
That's like a tertiary thing, right? That's something we could use should we need it. Should it go well, right?
But I think that's probably our most focused connection once we get back to the material plane, because that's something we can use then. Because then we can really clear our name, gather resources, and if and discuss the new knowledge we have, maybe come to a consensus as to whether we can use or utilize resources from the Great Intelligence, purge our way out there, and then we can take what we need from Vovar and come back. But at least if we're able to go to the Oasis, make contact with Yahek, with your family, that might give us a good, solid basis. We can build a foundation.
I think my cousin would probably be a good person to talk to first.
I don't think we should make our way to the Oasis. That's just too close to the heart of the enemy, or our perceived enemy at the moment.
I disagree.
There's-
And
But we are being offered. My cousin did offer help.
Listen,
I'm not just
I-
talking about the Empire. I'm also talking about the Tendril. The Tendril is pretty fucking close to the Oasis.
Listen, guys, I would rather not, but there are some people in the Clarier I could reach out to.
Okay, so that is also an option. So we have Yahek's family. We have Aylin's contacts in the Clarior. When Osphirion gets back and we have this tuning fork, it also is going to heavily rely upon where this tuning fork brings us back to.
Did he say it was going to be like a fixed place?
He did not.
I thought that's what the whole point of having the tuning
No,
fork
it's just
was.
a fixed.
I think it's
just a
more
plane.
to-
Oh, to a fixed plane.
Yes.
Okay, never mind. I misunderstood.
So
So Azura has just kind of been standing there listening, hasn't tried to go retrieve Sari or anything, but with that just kind of perks up. The precision of magic, as I understand it, is in part dependent on the familiarity of cast intended destination. And the volatilities of the relationship between the respective planes. Not sure how closely the topography, psychic energies of this plane align with that we're trying to get to. She'd be the one casting it, so.
Recently came into experiential knowledge with some powerful psychic energies. Maybe I can go talk to her about that.
And any greater familiarity or this might help get you closer to where you're trying to go.
Well, we are all pretty familiar with the Oasis.
I
don't mean
I can't say I've been there.
I still don't think that's a good idea.
There are lots of bad ideas.
We were just given a multi-dimensional message.
I think that area is too hot for us. Right?
Weren't you just suggesting to go to the towers? The towers are equally, if not more hot than the Oasis, I would argue.
True.
I 100% disagree with that. The only tower that is hot is the one that's currently active that ripped a hole in the sky. The other towers we know people have very difficult time getting around, so they wouldn't.
Weren't we just at Gaganad, and the tendrils followed us from the material plane to the spirit world from Gaganad?
I don't think they followed us to. I don't think they crossed. I think the hole is in between the two. I don't think it's the same tendrils.
So, for little geographic reference, Shadagath is here. The library, where you guys were attacked, is pretty close to Gaganad, so kind of like here-ish, kind of at the edge of these shattered lands. So, the influence in whatever the sky and the Reckoning's tendrils reaches at least that far in that direction. Possibly farther now.
And the Oasis is like 100% within that range, correct?
The Oasis is about the same distance away from Chanagath as
Okay,
Gaganad.
But if Yahik's cousin was able to get a message out and not saying, like, please, we're actively dying, oh my god.
No, which is good. This is good news. That means for some reason that it's either not advancing or for some reason it hasn't destroyed the Oasis or traveled that far.
I just had a terrifying thought.
Go on.
I think I might be on that same train of thought, but go finish it.
Is it reaching for the other towers?
No. We wouldn't know unless we went to Ovar.
We wouldn't know unless we went to Ovar, but if
Does anyone have a
Oswald-
map of where the towers would be?
Yeah, they're the white dots.
Yeah.
They're on there.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean I'm asking in character to the people.
Okay,
around.
so I'm just gonna go down, grab a bunch of beads.
Well, don't you have ball bearings?
Oh shit, you're right. I have ball bearings.
My thought
Listen,
was,
I'm smart, not wise.
what if the tendrils wanted us?
Do the towers form a pattern? Of some...
Well, I don't know about that, but this is where they are. And I'll put
I see.
Anyway,
So-
so
Do I-
ball bearings.
Do they make a pentagram or
Do they
They
make
certainly form an irregular pentagon because there are 5 of them.
Huh.
so we
I mean,
know
it's technically a pentagon.
It is
If you
technically
squint
a pentagon.
head, it looks like a star.
so we know that the Oasis is relatively
Oswald, you're deeply familiar with geography positions of these things. You're not aware of any particular pattern.
Oh god, Oswald.
Oh
really-
god. Oh no.
Who drew
Oh god! You solved the campaign!
There's there's a Wendy's in the middle of the shadow.
Wait, hold on. I got this.
I
I got
think
this,
there's-
guys.
If you go to the exact geometric centroid of the 5 towers, there's a
So,
Wendy's.
guys, I think we have to split the party. I think there's a button in the tower that we have to press at the same time. Is it a kite
I mean, I will say,
or a sperm?
Porque no los
Vig, I don't know what you were trying to get at, but if it has already reached out to Gaknad, which we do know, and it has not decimated the Oasis, then it has not got as bad as what we have seen.
Which is good news. However,
Oh shit.
that means if we go to the Oasis, they are not under current assault. So they're just trying to figure out what is happening. If we just
We
pop
have-
there and we say, "Hi guys, what's going on? We're here to talk to Yahek's people," the Empire will have our heads before we can have that conversation.
And what happens when we
Well-
tell them the names of their real gods?
I
Vic,
doubt-
my experience, nobles have a lot of sway.
I
have
understand.
So much knowledge we can bring back.
I understand, but I have worked with them before.
So have I.
If they want you dead, and if you have crossed them, they will make you dead. They have bend dragons to their will.
Vig, I would know nothing of that.
Oh shit, I need an umbrella for all this.
I choke on my beer a little bit when that burn comes.
Shit, guys, I just thought of something. There
That
are
is
5 of them. I think Haldan was right. It is Voltron.
Wait,
The
what's
reckoning
this?
suddenly expands and consumes the world. The end.
This is
I never asked for this.
out of character, but wasn't one of the towers like Symphony and Steel or something?
I think that was the name of, like, that was insinuated, like, the name of the Great Intelligence ship that came and broke apart
Yeah.
and made the
Oh, is that
Yeah.
what it was?
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
wait, guys, hold on. Someone remind me. The towers were remnants from the ship, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So it's not Voltron. They're trying to rebuild the ship.
Yes.
But it could be Voltron if
You know,
we
for
chose.
something super chaotic, this seems like it has a plan.
Oh,
This is kind of like out of character. This is like a ship from like Warhammer 40k that's trying to rebuild its warp drive to make a hole to the warp where demons come.
But
out.
it drove through Nightmare World and
Yeah, exactly. Yes, yeah.
yeah.
yeah, and the
Trying
energy
to,
became sentient. It was just like, hey, I like eating things. These are tasty.
Kind
So
of.
all this conversation is how we get to level 12, right?
Yeah,
I would
it's almost
definitely
like-
say it's like Unicron.
Absolutely.
There was some great intelligent design.
1, 2, skip a few, 20.
Anyway, so what I'm trying to say is that before we make our way to the Oasis, should we choose to do that, we should secure a way for Yahek's family to shield us from the Empire, for us to have a conversation long enough to explain things.
Let's just be sneaky.
Okay.
I think that's
Well-
a good thing.
I know.
We can't just show up and be like, hey guys, we're sorry, like they'll kill us. We need to
Having-
Wait, what if? What? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay, no. Having a noble on your side could certainly verify or ensure your protection.
Just for further context on this,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have
yeah.
a law book or something?
Yeah, just for further context, since it's now very relevant on the position of your family. Obviously, Yahek, your family is indeed of the Shahdoriah nobility. Family is composed of many powerful wizards. Your uncle, cousin's father, is one of like the bigwigs of the Andigarazim. So,
And I'm sorry, Yahek hasn't mentioned this at all.
Wait, who are these
it
people?
may not have been
Fill me
relevant.
in. Sorry. Well, later after Blum is done.
I mean, it's not like he rules Shahdoriah or anything, but he's like in the upper tiers of like orc magi.
Is that like ruling class, like lineage
No.
for king, or
Just, yeah,
What's the Agazim?
yeah. What is that, Yahek? What are you talking about?
You don't have to tell them that. I'm just gonna put that out there for your benefit.
Never mind.
Never mind.
yeah? I don't need to know now, but when it comes up,
I don't even think I know what it means.
yeah.
Okay,
out
so
of
the
character?
just refresher. Yeah, and the Gerzim are like a significant, but kind of like the ruling body of Shahdoriah. They kind of run like the magical education program at the Tower, Magi and Sitka. They're kind of like I don't know. They're kind of like the Council of Tal'Dorei or something. I don't.
Who's on the council?
Who is on the council? Well, at least your uncle.
Who's your uncle?
Who's
And
your
your
daddy?
uncle's name is Antioch.
Hey, Blim, I got you.
Fine. Well, I'll tell all the people about my uncle
You
Antioch.
don't have to.
I got you, Blim.
Okay. Vic, this name is familiar to you.
If anything, I'd prefer it if you didn't tell us, Spencer.
What? Are
What's
you,
a-
are you
what's a-
metagaming?
What's a RD Gesundheit?
Heck, what, why is that?
Anyway, sorry. So, none of that actually got said. Yahik, up to you. Want to share?
Yeah, I'll share it because it seems relevant.
I observe Kaladin's wings dropping. My jaw drops.
No, it's confusion.
Your uncle is who?
I'm spinning like a Mortal Kombat
He's
character.
on the board of directors of Shahdoriah, basically.
Okay.
It's like he's big in the magic community.
The Gathering?
I don't know what you're talking about.
And what's your relationship like with your uncle?
You know, we're on decent terms. I'd probably,
Like,
probably
sends-
doesn't think of me
sends
too
you
much.
a gift every time. It sends you a gift for your birthdays. Shows up to your birthday parties.
No, like
or throws
sees
the
you
parties
on-
for you.
like sees you on Thanksgiving.
What's Thanksgiving?
Fuck.
It's a Shadorian thing.
It's when the Empire
It's thanks-
showed up in.
Why would you give thanks? That's
No,
so
it's
stupid.
when you
take
give
when people-
thanks to
Sorry,
Shahdoriah.
I see him at holidays. Don't get your panties in a bunch.
Kaladin, it's when you give thanks to Shador for making the world.
I've been a slave the first 25 years of my life. What thanks was I giving?
So
You were standing on the world, weren't you?
Oh boy.
All right, there you
okay.
got it.
Anyway,
That's
here we
just
go.
like
This is going to
opposite.
turn into some. Anyway,
No.
I see him at holidays. It's like that
Wait,
kind
hold
of
on,
thing.
guys. Real
Well-
quick before we continue, which of us stands out in a crowd in the Oasis? I know I don't. Can't you make yourself look different, Kaladin?
Oh yeah, I can.
Well,
Vague, you're just. I mean, you just look normal.
correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't the Oasis sort of like a hub for
Yeah.
travelers?
Pretty diverse place.
Aelin, you're not even part of
you
all
also have an
this.
illusion wizard pooping his brains out. So
Yeah, I mean, look, the Oasis seems like a place to have a drink.
Yeah, I mean, if we just appear there, the Empire won't actually know that we're us. Vague, just don't turn on your sword and we'll be fine.
That's what I'm saying. I can illusion myself.
I
Oh
In the
yeah,
meeting.
there's a lot of illusory capability.
hold on. I understand where you guys are going with this, but remember all the trouble we had trying to get past the Empire? Why are we
No.
just now starting to underestimate them?
Because we need to fix the sky.
I mean, it seems like the past argument you've made for the past 10 minutes has been underestimating them.
No,
So-
I'm not. I have not once underestimated them. That's why I don't want to go there.
So
We're
you
not
don't want their
going-
help,
we're
but
not-
you also
we're not-
think they're too strong
We're
for
not
us to face.
teleporting to Corylizon. We're teleporting to the Oasis.
I-
We have a contact.
They also probably don't have jurisdiction in the
You're
Oasis.
confusing me. No, the Oasis is heavily run by. It's on the outskirts of the Empire.
No, it's not. No, it's not, Vague. It's run by a not governor, but basically a mob boss.
It's run by
Basically.
what? It's run by what? Wait, what was his name? Boss Man? Big Boss?
Oh wait, hold
Uh,
on.
we just-
I've probably got
we-
this in my
Government.
head.
It was
Hold on.
Naked Snake.
We had to
yes.
free Nafjor from being fucking interrogated by 2 Inquisitors there.
Okay, and the Inquisitors have total, like, out in front jurisdiction on everywhere.
No, but you guys are underestimating their reach. They were there. In force. Inquisitors
like-
were there.
Seems like you're the only one who needs convincing here.
Vague, are you really scared of an inquisitor at this point?
We've killed
Do you are you you are not I'm trying to stay calm. Do you really think that the Empire would not have moved their forces in that direction if the sky is sundered there? You think
Well, I
they're
don't
just
know. Are
all,
they-
you think you're all just sitting at the Capitol waiting for this tendril to come their way?
I don't think any of us think that. I think we're all just jumping on the fact.
I think that they're
having contact.
militarized.
Don't I have a ring of like scry prevention that works in a certain range?
I
Can't
think
we
they're
just-
militarized. I think they're there.
I think we're all jumping on the fact that we have a contact and we've had no contact, and now we do.
I understand, but now that we have this contact, we cannot just jump on it. We need to slowly make sure that this contact is legit.
What if we?
Well, you're saying 2 minutes ago that it's like a dire need, but now we have to slow roll things. Like, why don't you tell us what you think we should do?
Are you,
What if we
will
met
you
in
allow me to
a
do that
place
right now?
outside the
I
Oasis?
will listen,
Okay.
but you seem to be the only one who needs convincing about going to the Oasis.
Because you guys are not looking at it like that's the heart of the enemy where we just came from.
Saying that's the heart of the enemy is a little disingenuous, I have to say.
Remember, there
Okay,
was.
guys,
Hold on.
hold
I
on,
just
hold
want to. I just want to bring back our attention to the fact where the Empire brought their fucking lizard dragons that went that far out there to eliminate the whatchamacallit, the people. It's not like we're immune if we're in the Oasis. They literally took an execution force out there to deal with the people who assaulted the town in Kariley Zone.
Yo, I'm gonna say my.
has changed.
I want to say my piece.
But-
And my piece is that I don't want to metagame this too much, but I feel like we spend a lot of time arguing about stuff, and it's like, isn't there a give and take? Like, we've tried to give, and there's no take from you, man. Like, that's what it is. Like, I just want. We're listening to you.
You guys haven't listened to my plan once.
Well, say it then.
Are you gonna let me say it, or?
I said say it.
Okay, so this is my plan. While we are securing this contact and figuring out how trustworthy they are and how capable they are of protecting us from the Empire, to give them information to see what they can do to help, we go and check up on the Great Intelligence. As we're checking up on the Great Intelligence to see what he can, if he can shut off his own device that started all of this. If we don't like it, we bug the fuck out. If we think we can follow it, we follow it. Does that not make sense?
So, here's the thing. You're forgetting one really big part of this. Vovar is by far and away the most dangerous tower.
We have...
Like, Gakanad was nothing... Sorry, Chaunagoth was nothing compared to the of Vovar.
And I just want to throw this out there. I don't disagree with the bugging out thing. How do you propose we bug out? Because none of us can teleport long distances further than I think.
Well, how are we going to get to the Oasis then?
Well, I'm assuming that
We're assuming when we get back to the material plane.
we'll be in some place if we have according to what Azure
If we have a
said.
choice. This is all dependent on...
Well, Azure, you said that if we have an affiliation with a specific part,
I'm saying that the proximity of plane shift to the intended destination depends on the caster's familiarity with.
And the person who is casting this would be Saria, so there will be no familiarity no matter where we want to go.
Didn't we meet her outside?
We met her in the spirit world.
Oh.
No, Randy, that was a future version.
Oh, okay.
No,
Let's just see
I mean,
what Asphyrion.
No, that was...
that's the
Oh,
likelihood of success. Maybe if you're able to describe your intended destination to her in great detail.
I mean,
Also,
I can easily do that.
Yeah, heck. What are the parameters of your communication spell?
Now, do I know?
Like, could you communicate again by, like, tomorrow?
Well, do I know?
If you expect that, should probably get some spell slots back by whenever tomorrow is.
Because
that's 4 hours, right?
it seems like it would take a lot less time than it would take us to get to that other tower for, Yahek to verify that we could get protection.
I think it's a good idea to get to the Oasis. I think it's a good idea for us to assess the situation there, and that if the situation there is fucked, I think it's a good idea to make our way as fast as we can to Vovar, as dangerous as it is, and I understand that it is fucking dangerous, Oswald. But I think that seeing the situation at the Oasis will give us a lot of, whether or not the Empire has a presence there, I think will give us a lot of information as to whether or not we're able to move forward with any type of plan with Yahek's family. If the place is fucked and it's being actively overrun, maybe we cut our losses, make our way towards Vovar, do what we can there. If the place is not actively overrun, maybe we take some time, talk to some people from Yahek's family to share knowledge, and then if Vovar is where we need to go to shut this off, that's where we go. But I think there is a compromise to be found in this, and Veg, please, honestly, tell me if that is what you see or not.
I still disagree with going to the Oasis, and the reason why I disagree is because you all are underestimating the rage of the Empire and what we've done to it. We have made them look like fools, and I don't think that we'll take that lightly.
We have made individuals look like fools.
I say we put this to a vote. I will go either direction, but I will tell you this. If we do go to Vovar, and we do either test out the water theirs, regardless or not, I can guarantee I will have an army behind us to do whatever we decide to from then. If we decide to go to the Oasis, I will guarantee my army will not be yours.
Where are you getting this army?
Silence.
That's kind of a big selling point, Vaic.
If you have an army, that's a big deal, man.
That it is, and it is a trump card I did not wish to show now. You either believe me, either believe me, or you do not.
I mean, I want to make an insight check because I don't know what else believing is.
Okay, roll an insight check.
This is not one of my joke rolls that I was
No,
doing.
no, I know.
I'd also like to roll an insight.
Sure, anyone who wants to roll,
15.
go ahead, and Vic, roll the appropriate check, and just message what you get to me.
7, don't even bother.
What would be the roll on my end? Either
Either
Yeah, I rolled a
Oh my
persuasion.
god!
So
either what?
deception or persuasion, as you see fit. Don't tell me which it is. Just
Gotcha.
message me what you get.
Ooh, okay. Do you want me to just send it in the chat?
Yeah, just don't whisper it. Tell us what you got.
You can do GM whisper.
Yeah, you should be able to GM whisper,
How do I do
Whisper.
that?
or just tell me in Facebook, whichever.
Oh, okay. I'll tell you on Facebook.
If you do /W Blimithy and then the message.
+6 wisdom, Yahek? Goddamn, why aren't you the leader of us?
+6 insight.
Which is wisdom based.
Yeah, but if he's proficient. +2.
I'm just saying. I mean, -1, alright, that's a lot of wisdom to me.
Yahek and Fayek, why don't you hop in the other channel?
jeez.
Okay, bye, boys.
Alright, well.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, boyos. So there's a bit of nuance here, and if you're comfortable with it, I'm happy to let you kind of field what Yahek senses on this with a natural 20. If not, I can.
So I'm assuming he's just trying. Well, what are you trying to feel out from Vaic, Yahek?
Whether he's like being honest.
Whether or not he has an army?
Yeah.
Yes. To Vaic's knowledge, he has an army ready.
Okay. Well, then I don't know what the nuance is.
Let's say It's a
But he would have an army ready, but is unsure if it is at his disposal. But last he knew, he had an army ready.
yeah. There's the slightest hint of there's a lot of conviction there, and that you catch in just a twitch or some of the tell. Also a hint of uncertainty and
Okay.
and let's hop back.
Hey.
You're not me. I just want to talk.
That was good timing.
Diplomacy is perfect for every scenario. Sorry, they're
Reggie, I
just,
was kidding, by the
they're
way.
just talking shit about me. Look, Malin was a great character, alright?
Wait, hold on.
I
Sorry,
really
can you hold
I
this
thought he was
baby for me?
amazing.
Please?
God damn.
I'm sorry, can you hold this baby for me? Please?
Anyway, we're back.
Sorry.
Oswald, Aelin, you're not able to get any more read than what you might have gotten from the conversation.
And I am gonna hurt myself. I sense that he's telling the truth about the army, that it exists, but I also get the sense that, he's not sure if it'll quite be there for him, 100%. In essence, there's uncertainty on every side.
Why don't we put it to a vote like Vague said?
Are there bars in the Oasis?
There's a bunch of them, yeah.
Alright, I'm voting for Oasis.
Okay.
Did you have an alchemy jug?
But there's something special about talking to someone who gives it to you.
I wouldn't
Yeah, I don't
know
know.
anything about that.
How long does it take to get to Vovar from the Oasis?
Depends on the
You-
travel. Yeah.
It took 2
It
weeks to
seems
get to
like-
town.
Depends on your mode
It
of
would
transportation. It's
it
really
seems like it
far.
would undo the whole trip that
Um,
we made.
it's really far, and there's a reckoning. But
Wait, so if I remember right, it took 2 weeks by foot to get to Chanagath, right?
yeah. Took
So, what, a month and a half by foot?
About.
It took you most of a day via sky truck to get from Shanagath to Gakanand.
So what you're telling me is that we should go back to the library, pick up the truck, and then
Yeah.
go.
Or we could teleport back to that cave. But then also remember that if we're going to go past that location, we have to deal with the zappy zap tentacle.
Hey,
Well, go
we're
ahead.
taking a vote,
Paladin.
guys.
But yeah, let's take a vote.
All right, all of those. So just to be clear, because I do not want to. I want to make sure everything is on the level. So the votes are Vague. You believe that we should go back and go straight to Vovar?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I just want to be clear. And then, yeah, heck, you believe that we should go back and go to the Oasis to go to your cousin.
Well, that's the other idea.
That is the other idea. Okay. Again, sorry, didn't mean to paint you into a corner, but just getting the two ideas.
And remember, we can do one while also doing the other. The other one is just a hard end.
Wait, what?
Like, you
As
mean
we're
do
going to
what?
Vovar, we can be sending messages and securing communication means through Yahek,
Gotcha. Okay.
right? The other one is just we're not going to Vovar and we're dealing with the Oasis.
Okay. Well, there was other discussions we had about the Oasis. Whatever.
Just,
Those.
Quick. I know you're trying to do democracy, and I'm a big fan of democracy. Don't get me wrong.
I can't tell if this is Blim or an NPC talking.
This is your.
This is a Blimtator show.
I'm a big fan of democracy. Don't get me wrong. It sounds like you guys are maybe in some hot water with maybe the place that might have a thing at the place you're maybe going to go. Can't you just ask somebody who might be there?
We could, but we'd have to give it some time.
We have to wait.
Can anyone
for
else
the tuning
cast
fork.
sending? Does anyone else have a sending stone that links to anybody on the
Wait,
material
wait.
world?
Wait.
Don't you have
wait.
a couple?
I have a sending stone to a dragon.
Wait, to which dragon?
I have a setting stone to Vaic.
Wait a minute.
This dragon,
Wait,
you
hold
trust?
on. It saved us a couple times. It's a storm dragon. Wind dragon, storm dragon. Do I know?
Or Calcivor's dead.
Little column A, little column B, you know. Seemed pretty
Does
windy.
it know? Does it know things?
Oh, Calcivore.
Calcium.
But the thing is, I can only send one message, and he can only respond to me once, and then that's it for the day.
What if your message?
Might as well get today's in.
What if your message was our location?
Who is this that we're trying to contact?
Or Calcivore, do you remember from Malak's visions?
Pause.
We were betrayed so many times. Which
Didn't
one
we
was-
literally see him die?
He was, no.
We didn't see him die?
No?
Wait, was he an evil one or a good one?
He was on Skravenok's team.
But he helped us.
He did help you fight the 2 Imperial Inquisitor dragons.
I thought
Oh
we saw him
shit!
die,
He was the
but I could be
dragon that
wrong.
was.
He intervened when you guys were ambushed by the remaining Inquisitor and the 2 dragons. And last you saw of him, he chased off after the one that tried to escape. And Forge saw him bring that other dragon down, but you never saw her calculate.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't really. Can we just wait until tomorrow for Yahik's cousin to message him again? Because either way, we have to wait for what's
But
his
why not?
face.
But why not me message something and then we have to wait when we can get 2 things back?
Yeah, we can
That's
have a
what I'd
backup
say.
plan.
No, I mean, just don't tell him that we want to go to the Oasis.
What if I just say
We are.
we are in the spirit world? What
Hold
is
on.
the status of
Oh,
the
yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
We could do that, but I remember their team. Let's keep the sky open.
Well, that's why I'm not saying what our intentions are. All I'm asking is
No, yeah, we can use that for information, but as far as getting help, they're probably not going to help.
no, but it could get us
That's fine.
information.
Yes,
but I don't think for
yes.
help.
I agree
don't-
with information. Go for it.
Kaladin hears a voice in his head saying, "Do it."
Not again.
I'm not kidding. By the way, that actually happens in game.
Okay.
Gonna-
Do you attempt to disguise that it's you, Oswald?
Yes.
Okay. A mysterious voice in your head. Oswald, roll a deception check.
Yeah.
No.
10.
10. Kaladin, what's your passive insight?
Oh, it's 9.
Yeah.
A mysterious voice in your head says,
Oh, Kelkivore. We're in the spirit world. We need an update onto the Oasis and your condition. Please get back to us. This is Caladan. And I say all that in Draconic.
okay.
Wait, you didn't leave a callback number.
8675309.
God damn
Shit.
it.
Shit.
There's a long
Tight.
pause. Then Imperial Army and multinational task force in hold back. Situation stable. That's all you
Sorry.
get.
You cut out a little bit. So did you say Imperial and multinational task force are holding back the calamity situation unstable?
Yep.
Okay. I share all of that with the group.
So they teamed up to try to fight it.
So it's showing that they are focusing on bigger issues.
Sure.
It's
Oasis it is.
I don't know if multinational means multinational from opposing sides or just multinations from the Empire
What do you
side.
want? What do you want from me, Vivek? What do you want? This is
Okay, well.
At the
I
very
wanna
least,
vote-
this
I'm
shows
voting
us
for
that
Oasis.
bigger nations can cooperate. I'm voting Oasis.
Who
Are
knows?
we-
Maybe this will be the thing that ends the war.
Wait.
You're welcome.
It could
world.
also be the thing that ends your life.
It's happened already, Vayek. I'm not scared.
I've just come back. I don't want to leave again.
Bless you, Spencer.
Gesundheit.
I say Gesundheit in Halfling.
I cast Blast you.
Damn it.
You cast Bless with your fist.
You just punch him in the nose. No more sneezing.
Be gone, demon.
I can't stop moving, guys. It sucks.
This is what happens when you lose your cleric.
Wait.
We can-
Coronavirus strikes.
If you really want, we can wait a day and we can hear again from your Hex cousin, and I can ask what nations Alkelbukavor sees.
Do I sense a long rest in our future?
Like I said, before we travel to the
You guys
Oasis,
are pretty exhausted.
I feel like we should have a means of defense, a way to shield ourselves from the Empire. If we do
Okay,
not
I got
go-
a means of defense right here. I light my sword on fire. Then the sentinels come at me, and I'm like, oh shit, turn off.
As comical as you sometimes are, Oswald, you're really not the thinker.
Yahek has a ring of non-detection.
Sure, Yahek does. Do you?
Doesn't it have a...
It affects like the 10 feet around him.
So we're
Yahek,
gonna
does
stay
it have
10
a-
feet between each other?
100,
all
100,
ladies?
120 feet.
100. Oh, even better, 240 feet.
Is that
Dang.
gonna stop them from looking at us?
We'll stop them from scrying
Sure.
on us.
And detecting us in any way, shape, or form.
But we don't know how
visual.
many international scries are in the area.
But hey, we can go. I accept. We can go. I'll just
I think
make.
we need to go to sleep is what we need to do.
Yeah, let's wait till tomorrow. We need to wait for or
Yeah, that's right. We have nothing but time just waiting here.
Actually, we don't
That's
even
what I
have
do.
time.
Well,
time
yeah,
doesn't
not-
exist.
That's dead.
But we have a momentary lapse in life existence.
I mean, guys, I don't know why you think that we have to go right now. We can't go right now. We don't
Right.
even have a fork yet.
exactly. Until Osvarian comes back, we can't do anything.
Yeah,
we
we might as
can't
well
eat
just
dinner without that fork. Let's go to sleep.
Yeah,
Good
we
night,
need
good
the
night everyone.
tuning work. Yeah.
I'll stay up for the first while. You guys go to sleep.
I'll stay up with Kaladin for a bit.
I'll also
already.
stay up.
So no one actually.
I will go to sleep.
Whoa, speak for
damn
yourself.
it.
Oswald,
But
don't like that.
you do kind of like break up your little knot of angst, and those of you who are so inclined to get like to set up bedrolls, such as they are, the library is not exactly designed for comfort. You've slept in less comfortable places. It's almost like temperature isn't a thing in the spirit. It's not hot. It's not. There's no wind. It's and when you're all not talking, it's like almost completely silent except for faint hiss of the glass current of the glass blood. It's almost something like it's not quite like you're floating in a sensory deprivation tank, but if you like stay still, close your eyes, and it's weird how like little stimulus or stimulus.
Is it almost like listening to a white noise machine?
Almost.
And we're all awake right now, right? Yeah.
Wait, are we taking long
So
rests now
nothing-
or no?
Yeah,
you are.
we're technically yeah.
All right,
I was just
my ass
kidding.
is
I'll
out.
actually go to sleep.
I'm taking a long rest.
All right, so who's staying up for a bit?
Kaladin
Okay.
and you.
It was Kaladin
Okay.
and Ian. Yeah.
Which Kaladin?
Hi.
Oh, that one.
The one who can't sleep.
Oh,
Kale's
yeah.
actually using one of the books to wipe right now.
Hale? He's dead.
I think he said Kale.
Oh,
Saria
Hale.
Hale's definitely dead.
Saria and Azure make their way to a different, and also to get out some stuff to sleep.
God, Kaladin, I just feel so dead right now.
Is this your shtick?
What?
You're the funny man. You just get to know people by poking fun at them.
I've never poked anything without intent.
Is that a proposition?
It was a verb.
God damn it.
I don't get English jokes.
It's weird because Kaladin knows what a proposition is, but not what a verb is.
Well, if nothing else, jokes aside, it's been a long day.
Yeah, it has. You and that little K guy, little K.
Little K?
Little
The
K.
little K guy? Yeah.
Little K.
Yeah.
You hold your own. It's impressive.
Well, when you mess up as much as we have, you learn to survive in this world. But I've learned that some people are a little bit better at messing up than we are. Just from, what does Kaladin look like when he's smiling? Are you just like baring your teeth?
Yeah, there's the teeth bare, the purple eyes glow just ever so much, and it's not so much that as a sound comes out as the body starts just like convulsing, and it's like for a moment there's a flash where you think like, is he choking on that? What? He doesn't eat. What the fuck is he choking on? And it's this through like a subtle hiss of like the tongue moving air throughout the teeth that you can tell that he's laughing.
It's slightly disconcerting.
You know, you're very unnerving, but in a fun way.
Yeah. Would you believe it if I've chosen maybe 20% of this?
I'd believe at least up to 30%.
That's probably fair.
The pic on Facebook.
I don't know what he means.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
I mean, before he went matte black, yes.
Oh, that's fair.
And had wings.
Anyway,
Aelin is... I've made many choices out of desperation to cling to power and influence and meaning. And it has taken me a long time to come to terms with, not peace, but terms with that.
Well, the way I've seen it, the people that seek power ain't never done anything good for them in the long run.
There's always a price to pay. You just never know what it is.
I'll drink to that.
I'll take the alchemy jug and I'll take a good, absurdly long swig.
it doesn't taste
Oh, I
like
know.
much.
I mean, it's a really good beer. He might have tasted something.
I mean, you're like intellectually and like distantly aware of various flavors, but they bring you no pleasure.
That's somehow worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hell. And you're saying this to someone that makes beer professionally.
I am. And it feels real weird when you swallow it. Moves around all funky. It's
It's a good brew, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, heck, you enjoyed this, right?
Well, I was asleep.
I thought you stayed up with us. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm asleep right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Great. Pretty great.
So you were a slave, huh?
Yeah, for about 25, 26 years.
And you're still in contact with these folk?
No. But there was, I don't know if you say a caretaker, but
Was there a compound where
Theva looked after us.
Right? I'm just saying, in the future, I liked the idea you brought up, I think.
I mean, we're all kept in pens beneath the pits.
Maybe going back and freeing some of those guys to help us out in the future.
Have you been to Golkis?
Have I drank there? Well,
have you drank in Goldkiss? Just roll a d20.
5.
You didn't actually drink there because the timing didn't work out, but you have passed through it on the way to like Soraya and Karai from wherever you guys were last. It's a sizable city on the shores of a pretty large lake.
Yeah, the timing never really worked out. Sort of passed through.
It's a beautiful city if you're not under it. But they are very good at keeping what is theirs. I had to hope that by learning something more about the heart spikes, I could maybe use that knowledge to help my kind, to help my kin. But I guess not. But seeing a gladiator that they saw deftly struck down in battle come walking back sword in hand would probably be a pretty motivating sight. Were we able to get in touch with the right people? And I think Theva might know the right people. She always knows the right people.
I mean, sometimes just knowing the right person is all you need.
And she's the one that makes sure those of us that could survive kept surviving. So I can't imagine her not. But I think I don't think that's the most immediate goal. I think that the Oasis and Nova are our biggest concerns right now. I think that we can get some sort of stepping stone in the Oasis.
I think
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I ramble.
No.
I'm sorry.
it's okay. I think we're on the same page here. I think the Oasis could be a good staging point for what we do going forward. I know I'm a recent addition here, and might be because I'm slightly sobering up at this point.
I passed the alchemy jug back to him.
Thank you so much. I needed this. Good stuff. I'm in no hurry to get home, and this seems like, well, as much as I hate home, there won't be a home if I don't do something about this sky-breaking business.
Yeah. We've been duped and coerced enough time, and I think that as much as none of us want to admit it because we've all pretty much been on the run since we've known each other, we can do some pretty incredible things. And I think for you to be able to run with people like us, you probably can too. So
Oh, I can run.
So, Aelin, unofficially, welcome to the Skybreakers.
Oh, I'm speechless.
We'd welcome little K too, but he's not here. He's off pooping.
I'll definitely
Yeah.
relay the message to him when he hands me my paycheck for the week. That said, some things are worth doing for free, and I'm glad being in your company is one of them.
I feel like we have a connection that has been built upon something else, and I can't really place my finger on it.
A spark of forge flickers in the background.
I start pawing the Shahdoriah necklace.
It sparkles.
Yeah. A spark
Blue
of
sax comes on.
a shard of Forge's body shoots across the sky.
Michael Bublé starts
Kaladin's
playing in the
leg just
background.
starts to Kaladin's leg
Yeah.
just starts to throb a little bit.
You see that star shooting across the sky is actually getting closer.
God. Phoenixes, it's always Phoenixes.
Why is it turning red? Why is it turning red? Oh.
Well, you know what, Kaladin? I think I'm gonna hit the sack and give someone else a chance to have watch.
All right. Good talking to you.
Meeny, meeny, miny, mo. I kick Vic. Oi! Runs over? What? Who's taping that? Anyways. You want to take watch?
Sure.
I curl up in his sleeping bag.
It's cold.
Not anymore.
True.
Has it been 4 hours? Do I need to go find somebody else here?
I mean, I'll say for the purposes of expediency, there's no immediate danger here, and nothing in particular happens. There's also, like, the library guardians that are always watching, so there's that.
Yeah.
But let's say, Kaladin, just roll a perception check. How is it?
Oh, good. Anybody who's awake want to give me advantage?
Fakes away.
No, just you.
Alright. 14.
14? Yeah. Nothing in particular catches your attention. So, you guys in various turns and shifts, you get a much needed long rest. Like hour or so before you get the sense that others might start to rise. There's just a popping sound not far from you guys, and you see rapidly fading into opacity, massive leonine form of sphere.
Welcome back.
Looks a little tired.
Anybody like visible wounds or anything?
Perception check.
That's a natural one.
No visible wounds.
Cool.
I have acquired what you asked for. And holds out a massive paw towards you, and almost comically tiny, and it's most weird that he could even carry such a thing. But there is indeed a small fork or tuning fork of dark bronzy metal in his upturned paw.
I take it.
I hope your impressive capabilities align well enough with your beliefs. I hope your convictions match your power.
Is he saying it specifically to me?
You're the only one up right now.
Oh.
Would I not technically?
I mean, you would technically hear this, but he's not addressing you.
Well, that won't be an issue. However, I do have a couple questions.
Yes.
Is the great intelligence on this plane?
Yes and no.
Can it be contacted?
Many have tried. It is difficult. Well, just before he answers further, just out of character. Never mind. Many have tried, but it is well guarded.
By what?
Depends. But for last 200 years or so, an immortal goes by Bodreva, 1,000 Eyes, has taken it upon itself to prevent any from accessing what part of the Great Intelligence exists on this plane.
Is there a way to contact this immortal? And who does this immortal serve?
I am not certain. I worry, in light of recent events, that perhaps it serves the Faceless One.
This immortal.
What was the name?
I will type it, but it is Bodreva of the 1,000 Eyes.
Oh, that's how you spell eyes.
So, that is what I know. Will
Is
there
there
be anything else, young mortal?
DM?
Yeah.
Is there anything that would lead me to believe that this Bodreva is the immortal who was serving against the god of madness? And is
Roll a religion check.
possibly the Faceless One?
Roll a religion check.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. Alrighty.
So total 23.
Total of 23. Okay. You have encountered the name before. not much is known in mortal circles about this particular immortal. You know that it has a distinct and like known history that it shows up in from time to time, and basically you don't think that it's this same immortal that is referenced in the little bit you found about the Faceless One.
Okay.
But it's an immortal that has had relatively mortal affairs, and you don't know much about it apart from it pops up randomly now and again.
And not who it serves?
As far as you're aware, it doesn't serve anyone in particular and has its own mysterious agenda.
What a laugh.
Meg has a
It's very French.
and a necklace now.
Mes amis!
Mes amis.
But you just had another immortal tell you that he suspected that he might be serving the Faceless One now.
Yeah.
So.
That doesn't give me a bead on the great intelligence. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, you can ask us here for more clarity on the great intelligence. If you want.
I can. If... Okay, so we can't...
I'm just gonna get up and walk over and not say anything, but very quietly just sit next to Vaic.
So there's no way to contact him in the spirit realm that would be known of. Is there a way to contact the great intelligence in the material world?
Bless you. Are you asking us?
Yes, I am asking this.
Alright, and we should be wrapping up fairly soon, depending on how long you guys want to. But so, I have concerned myself less with the great intelligence's presence on material, but word has reached me. It is also guarded by a great store. And this reminds you of descriptions that Oswald has
Of Vovar.
given you of Vovar. Yeah. I do not know if there is a connection
Between... What?
between all of those things. It's quite the riddle.
Hey DM.
Yeah.
May I make a religion check about the storm?
Yeah. What are you trying to discern about it?
If I have heard any stories while I was in the pits of supernatural storms, immortals that would have power over weather.
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
11.
11. There were several. You know that, like, at a very basic level, right, like, leaders of Verasi and the Koyar, like, Veraflin and Kentri and Quintania, can both kind of control the weather and basically fight each other for control of the planet's climate most of the time. So there's that. There are many... and in fact, you've encountered like an elemental that probably served Veraflin, like the Stormheart elemental that was able to generate supernatural storms. And there are several immortals on the Quelliar side that can also have, especially those particularly associated with Kentra and Quintania. You've heard of Faeline, the Lady of the Summer Wind, for example, who often brings like or is associated with like favorable weather. So there are a bunch of different immortals and beings that can control the weather in some way, and there's none that jumps out.
any of what you just told me, I'll just rattle off to Vague for anything that he hasn't heard of yet.
Um,
Osphirian, I believe all of this is due to the structures of the great intelligences. And I feel like the way we solve this is to get in contact with him to learn how to. In your knowledge, is that something that seems wise? Or is that a move that seems foolish?
Does not seem like an unreasonable proposition, but it is an ambitious one. The great intelligence isn't successfully contacted by anyone that I know of.
Osphirion, on a more personal note, how did you become an immortal?
It's not so much a matter of becoming. I simply am.
There had to have been a start.
Sure.
Did a god create you?
Kaladin is giving Vague a very eyebrow scale raise.
And why do you want to know this? Little mortal.
Just curious.
All things have beginnings, all things have ends.
The pursuit of knowledge.
Indeed.
Kaladin, this is all very, very frustrating.
Actually, hang on, one sec. He's going to maybe roll an insight check.
Osphirion is rolling one?
Yeah.
I mean, Vague, I wouldn't
Okay.
count this as something I don't know if anybody would want, but it's very hard for me to die in this form. But I don't know if I would wish this upon other people.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just curious. I want to know how the world works.
That's fair.
But ever since I've came back, I feel like I've constantly been losing with this group, and that is not something I can bear to stomach any longer.
What do you mean losing?
Everything is a loss. Everything is a setback. We are spinning in place.
It's a Malik level of frustration, I can understand it.
That fucking meddlesome.
We are trying to understand our place in the world.
There is no place, there is no rhyme, there is no reason.
Alright. Okay. What's up, Vague?
I just disagree with our current plan to go to the Oasis is all. And it will most certainly end in maybe not our new companions' deaths, but definitely some of ours. And that I can guarantee you.
I mentioned this army before, and you seem to have Yahek pretty convinced, which is saying something.
It was a bargaining chip. You decided not to go with my plan. The army is not yours, it is mine.
I wasn't asking for it. I don't hell of a chip to hold on to, man.
That it is.
I just hope you know what to do. I hope you know what you're doing. I liked Malik. And I like you. Shared information with you. Don't be stupid. And I will just kind of stand up and wait for Asphirian to get back to us about his information.
Did you ask him something?
I'm sorry, I thought Vague asked him a question about...
Yeah, and he kind of gave a cryptic answer.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Oh, Osprey was eyeing me up.
Yeah, and...
Oh, that was the answer. It was kind of open. Sorry.
Just kind of stares at you piercingly, but doesn't say anything further.
I despise looks like those.
Okay.
Just conversation. Is there anything else that you could divulge to us to help us solve this problem that not even the gods can handle?
There are many things that I know. It's difficult for me to tell what would be relevant and important to you. I will say this. Whatever undertaking you think you all are capable of to save, if you think that somehow you can fit into a place and accomplish something that has been overlooked, you'd best have each other's backs in it. The gods cannot solve this because some of the gods are using this situation to their advantage. Whatever that advantage may be. If you seek to leverage this situation I think this preys upon such things.
So how does one level the playing field of a war between gods? We've granted the Verasi an ally. How do we grant the Quelliar an ally?
Us.
What was that about being overconfident? Do you think we're as strong as the Faceless One?
No, but I think with what we've learned and the experience that we've gathered collectively, I think we bring that to a entity or an organization or a power that can have something combined. If there's one thing I've learned in all of my fights, I was never the strongest. I was never the quickest. I was never the fastest. In the pits and Golkias, I could put on a show, and I knew how to get people to work together to survive. Because that put on a good show when the odds are stacked against you and you survive.
You're underestimating the fact that you were special.
Consider this what it's because I, for one, am allowing myself to hope. consider that for all their might, for all their knowledge, the Quelliar could not stop you from tearing a hole in the sky. And for all their might, and all their cunning, the Verasi couldn't do it without you. Maybe I've just been spending too much time on Shahdoriah, but your cynicism there is perhaps inappropriate, given your recent exploits.
Then why is it that I feel much more confident dealing with the Great Intelligence than I do dealing with the Empire?
I cannot answer that for you.
It was a rhetorical question. It's because I understand that. I understand that we have some sway in this. And I feel like that sway is more potent on the Great Intelligence than it is with the Empire.
You presume to understand the Great Intelligence.
No.
Good.
I presume to understand our role. And we cannot fulfill that if we're in a dungeon.
Words reach my ears that you've been out of dungeons before.
True. I guess we'll do it again. Or not, and I'll have more people to add to my army. And I walk away.
Aelin just dreams about zombie armies for no reason.
Syria and Azure come up the stairs. Well, see, big Sphinx guy's back.
Who are you?
Sarah.
Oh, wait.
Hey,
No, I
what's up, buddy?
recognize you.
I pull out
Oh,
the tuning
that's
fork
weird.
and I flick it. And I hand it to her.
Be super weird if I didn't recognize you, but I've met you.
I mean, I might have had my hairstyle differently last time.
Hmm.
Oh.
I would have never noticed. We found your tuning fork.
She kind of flicks it and there's a ding,
It can also be a spin.
like a loud reverberating chime that doesn't stop until she silences it with 2 fingers. So this is tuned to your material world, yes?
One thing we wanted to ask was, how exactly do the rules work? Or if we could clarify how they work
For
for traveling. Is it 100% just familiarity with the place?
the function of the plane shift spell, mechanically, is essentially at the DM's discretion.
Okay.
Um,
Well, I'm asking for her, I guess her opinion.
as far as she goes, it's like, well, I don't know where in particular on that world you guys are trying to get to. Heard a
Neither
lot
do
of arguing. Did you guys come to some sort of consensus? Or do you just want me to take you somewhere in the world?
I believe the consensus was the Oasis, correct?
Yes.
Alright, so can anybody tell me about this place? Not just like, I don't just need like a...
I pull Oswald over and I have him
Yeah.
explain it in great detail.
Okay.
You can even poke into Oswald's mind if you'd like.
And I tell him about Novjor, and I tell him about the slave, like the half-orc slave kid that I let out. And I offer to Yahag if he wants to offer anything, but it essentially just we spend however many minutes it takes for however many of us to tell her in too many details everything about the Oasis.
And we just want to go right in, right? Like in the center of the town?
As close to Yahag's family as we can get.
Well, I don't know where they are exactly.
I will try to cover up more in my cloak of protection.
Do people work as anchor points? for your spell. Like if you
Try
could
to use it that way, but
specify it in relation to a place if you know they're there. Could
I
it-
mean, unless it's someone I know, I don't know that much. But you can certainly tell me about whoever this is.
Yeah, heck, would you, if it could help?
Can I describe her in great detail?
And
Okay.
definitely, I think it would help if you told your cousin we were coming before we do it.
Yeah, so I can't do that.
It's the morning. Well, I guess I don't know what the...
I need her to contact me first.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know.
Do we
Well,
want
I
to
have-
wait until she responds to make a decision? Like, do we want to hang around for a bit?
I think we should let her know before we show up.
Yeah, that's
avoid
what we talked about.
Complications, yeah.
With
So,
Right.
hey, lady, slow your roll a bit.
So,
We could
let's-
just lay low while
Okay.
we're there, and just
Well,
sit
I
in the
mean,
bar.
so to tell all of these various stories, part all these various memories, anecdotes, experiences, it takes a while, right? And what I'm going to ask for just a group performance check to see how vividly you are able to describe and kind of not just like say it's a city in the desert, like really bring it to life in her. So, those of you who have been there, go ahead and roll a performance check.
Oh, I have not been there.
I have proficiency in performance, and that's what I get.
Natural 20.
Can I try to give you a heck advantage?
How?
I play a solid tune to enhance his.
Isn't he not a bard?
He's
like-
not a bard, but he knows how to play.
I have proficiency in performance, though.
You do.
I mean, it's okay to say no. It's okay.
No, I mean you don't
Yeah.
grant the advantage, but you certainly add to the mood.
Yes. Okay.
We can change from the creepy background music to something you'd like to play if you like. But
No, it's okay. The song I want to play wouldn't fit.
okay, so during these various descriptions, Yahek, a little bit after you said your piece, you get another sending from your cousin Alfie. It's like, are you coming? Situation is deteriorating. Don't know if I can stay here. Do you know anything about what's going on?
Can I consult it all with the group before?
I mean, you have like a brief window to respond. I mean, I'd say you could have planned like what you're gonna maybe say to her before she reached you. So
Honesty is key. That's all I'm saying.
Let me see. Then I would say, we were responsible for opening the sky, need protection from Empire. Can you help / guarantee ?
Looking to make
Okay.
amends,
That's-
maybe in any of it.
that's about as much as you can get off with one casting.
Yeah, yeah.
There's another long pause as I consult my notes about various things. Sorry, one sec.
Bless you.
Thanks, Paul.
Gesundheit.
Bless you.
A couple minutes go by. Then you hear her again.
Bless you.
Gesundheit.
Cannot guarantee, but I'll have Father do what he can. Meet at Wayfarer's Rest. Please confirm.
Cool. I'm going to turn to the group really fast and go and just repeat that. Should I say, do we want to go to Wayfarer's Rest?
So you've repeated that the situation is deteriorating and that they can't confirm our safety, correct?
Correct. We have to figure out if we're going to go there, but my cousin said her father will try to assure us safety by doing what she can.
I will very poignantly make sure I catch everybody's eye and give them a smirk that says I told you so.
I give him at least one eye. Vic, think of the people we could help, though, by just being there. Since you have so much faith in our abilities as a group,
Complete silence.
you can be as silent as you want.
Do we want to take our vote then?
I say we still go to the Oasis.
It's the biggest lead we have. What else can we do?
It's on you guys. I don't have as much of a danger of going there.
Should we actually decide it with so many people not here?
Well,
Just
I think the
out
people
of
that
character.
left did want to go to the Oasis.
Yeah, I think Oswald wanted to go. Calvin, Calvindor, we don't have a say in. And basically, I think majority still, even if Cal didn't want to go, I think majority still rules.
I can't speak for John, but I think he would want to go to the Oasis
So then I'm the only person who does not want to
for the
go.
party.
Yeah. You're the only one who's been voicing significant objection to it. So.
Okay, cool. Looks like we're going.
Looks like we're going.
I will attempt to hide my face in a way similar to the Laughing Hand.
Oh. I guess I don't want to dialogue for Gillivander, but he is capable of casting seeming on you guys.
Does Kaladin's does your Mask of Many Faces work on other people?
As long as they can't see through illusions. I mean, regardless, before we go, I'll mask many faces myself into the most nondescript Quailar that one can think of.
I mean, you guys definitely have the capability to thoroughly disguise yourselves. So you can say that you do that before.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
I am
I will mask
disguised.
as many faces myself.
I'll do nothing to myself. I think I'm pretty square. Oh, never mind.
Can I have Kalimdor cast seeming or
Vic,
whatever?
I could give you like a black eye or something.
That's fine.
I'd say we can. I want to wrap up kind of soon, so we can work out the
Yeah,
details
yeah.
Alright, cool.
exactly
We can
cast
do that next game.
next time. Really, right now I just need to know where you're going.
To the Oasis.
To the Oasis.
Yeah.
Ready. So, as you guys gather around, joining hands with Sari and Azure in a circle. Sari holds out the tuning fork in front of her and kind of gives it a ding. She gently lets go and it just kind of hovers there. Then gives her hand back to Azure, right? So, the Oasis on your material world. Alright. Let's see how this goes. And she mutters arcane... what sounds like some sort of arcane incantation. None of you understand. And there's a sudden sucking, like disorienting like vertigo as you all feel like stretched and compressed at the same time. Let's see.
Oh boy.
Okay. A sec. All right. Everybody takes 20 force damage.
Wow.
Mm. Are
Magic-
you sure about that?
I'm very sure that everyone takes 20 force damage. And then we roll.
And we're also 20 days away from.
Okay. So, you feel like the hands of the people you're grasping next to you being pulled, jerked on. There's moments where whoever's holding on to Syria loses her grip, and you feel like you're being flushed through some sort of like pipe. There's torrent of nonsensical sensations, and then after a really long instant, you find yourselves first aware of the intense light, intense heat. And you look around and you see Caladan, Vek, Yahek, Aelin, Oswald. Then you don't see Saria. You don't see Azure. And let's see. Second. But you know, all there's sand underneath your feet. There's also it's like gravelly, rocky. Some of you kind of become aware as your eyes adjust to the intensity of the brightness. There's some pretty sizable mountains, maybe a dozen miles off to the. Well, not even a dozen miles. You're actually in like a little, like wide basin, that's full of sand and rocks and whatnot. That rises into these rocky crags, hills, and then there are fairly sharp, jagged peaks to southeast. Oswald, you're able to recognize the direction, or Oswald's able to recognize the direction. Yeah. Go ahead and make perception checks for me. What else you see?
Everybody, or
All of us?
Everybody.
Perception.
Shit, I missed my tower.
Then get trace.
Wow. Solid 10.
Okay. Yahik, you look around and your keen eyes kind of recover sooner, and you're able to pick out maybe a quarter or half mile away a small collection of kind of run-down looking buildings and tents. It's and There's definitely a little settlement there, but it doesn't really look like the oasis. However, you also see, as you kind of scan around, big angry red thing in the sky, not too far west of you, and it looks just kind of like a storm front, instead of just like these distinct like tendrils reaching out. It's hard to judge the distance and the scale, but like look to the west, the terrain falls away back into the open desert, and you see what looks like this almost storm front of looks like almost like blood vessels or just kind of like matting the sky, occasionally sending tendrils down, and there's just shadow underneath. It stretches as far as you can see on the western horizon. I'm going to say this is not the Oasis, but Oswald, with his Outlander background and familiarity with the area, is able to let you guys know that you are on the outskirts of a small settlement called Jagabra, which is right there. So you're about 60 miles south of the Oasis. You don't see Saria, you don't see Azure. You guys are together and back on Materia.
Well, we're close.
Next time.
I light my pipe and I
Balls.
say, well, we're in it, boys. Black screen.
Alright. So, let's call it there.
Hey.